Good morning. It's the Big Man Morning Show. 918-460-KMOD. Can also text BMMS and then what you want to say to 82945. Listen online, the website that rocks, KMOD.com. Past shows are available on iTunes. Search under BMMS. Listen with your cell phone. Get the iHeartRadio app. Available from the App Store of your cell phone provider. More on that at iHeartRadio.com. And we're on Facebook. Facebook.com/BMMS69. That's where you can hang out with us each and every day. Good morning, Lindsay.
Good morning, Corbin.
Good morning, Gimpy.
Well, good morning.
We've got tickets to see the Machine, Bert Kreischer, as he's going to be in town Friday. Tickets available at BOKCenter.com. We'll see what Lindsay wants to talk about. We got our top 5 songs today. It's the top 5 songs you didn't know were covers from listener Mr. Steal Your Song. We'll talk Drillers baseball, and we're toasting to our troops. KMOD and the Big Man Morning Show want to toast our troops for the month of May. Every Monday, for our listeners are awesome, we're going to highlight a local veteran to share the story of their service or their life. If you're a vet or you know a vet, you can sign up at the contest page at KMOD.com. Each vet we get on the air, get a case of Shiner Bock and dinner for 2 at Mondo's Italian restaurant in the heart of Brookside.
Not in the kidney of Brookside.
No. Or the liver. No.
Or the semicolon.
So go to the contest page, KMOD.com. I love when anybody puts together a list of these are the factors that make somebody awesome, or these are the factors that make somebody bad.
All right.
So these are 20 signs that a man is a loser in life. We'll see which ones we check.
All of them.
We'll start at 20. He has kids out of wedlock with multiple women. Lindsay, does that make him a loser?
Not necessarily.
Yeah, that's right.
Is he paying for them? Does he have
The question
contact
is,
with
does
them?
he has kids out of wedlock with multiple women?
No.
Does that make him a loser?
No.
Gimpy.
No, hell no.
Hell no. He owes his friends and family money that he has never paid back. Lindsay, does that make him a loser?
Yeah.
Okay.
A little bit.
Gimpy.
Part of me wants to say yes, but I know that stuff happens to people. You know, people get caught up. That's why you had to borrow money in the first place. Okay? So I'm going to go ahead and say no. No.
Yeah, I don't think that makes you a loser.
It's
Pretty much.
circumstantial.
Pretty much everybody owes money to someone.
Yeah.
So,
Whether it's an organization or your neighbor, whatever.
now it's another thing if they're like, I don't owe any money.
Right.
When they do.
Right.
He's out of college and is still living with his parents long term. Does that make him a loser, Lindsay?
No.
Gimpy?
I want to say how far out of college are we talking about here? Is it like a month out, like he just graduated, or is this like 3 years after? But I get it, you know, I can't put stipulations on it, but you're a college grad now, so you should be on your own. Yes, that makes you a loser.
I'm going to say no. Only because I used to have the opinion that it did.
Uh-huh.
But now I have the opinion of milk that teat as long as they'll let you. Because at some point, you're going to get... and if you have a plan. Like, hey,
Right.
I'm saving money for how... Like, and you're literally doing that, not just like...
Flopping around or whatever. I hear you. I understand. That's great if it was us, you know? But what happens when it's your kids still living at home at
I like my
25?
kids, so it's
No, I'm not.
fine
I
with
love
me.
my kids too, you know? But at some point in time, that bird's got to fly, man.
And are they helping, too? Like, are they mowing lawn? Are they, helping with
It doesn't
chores
matter. I
and-
don't think it matters if they're helping or not. You're a grown-ass person now. Go, fly, be on your own. Me and your mama's been waiting for damn ever for an empty nest, and you still sitting here eating the worms that I got to bring up and chew in your mouth.
I guess I'm raising my kids to know that anytime in life, if you get kicked in the teeth and you need to come home, I got you.
My children know that. I tell them all the time.
Even if it's long term.
What's long term, though?
Doesn't matter.
A month, 2 months, a year, 3 years, 10 years?
Doesn't matter. Now, if you're an F up,
Right.
that's a whole other thing.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're doing things, if you're sitting on the couch all day and you're just eating corn puffs or whatever,
right.
and drinking Mountain Dew and posting on Facebook, then no, I'm done. No, you've got to go. His personal life revolves around things usually associated with children, like Star Wars, cosplay, video games, etc. Does that make you a loser, Lindsay?
Unless you're making money from it, yes.
Okay, Gimpy.
No, I don't think so because everybody's got their own personal interests. And if you happen to love cartoons or Star Wars or whatever, that's on you, bro. Who am I to say, oh, you shouldn't like something? You know what I'm saying? So I don't think it makes you a loser.
I don't think it makes you a loser either. Like what you want. We won all the wars.
Yeah.
He doesn't have a job and he's not looking for one. Does that make you a loser, Lindsay?
Yeah.
Gimpy.
100% yes.
I mean, your compass is definitely twisted up. But yeah, I don't think that's a good trait. He seems to get perverse enjoyment out of tormenting people in life or online. Does that make you a loser, Lindsay?
Yes.
Gimpy.
Loser or an asshole? There's a fine line there.
I don't know. They're kind of hand in hand.
Yeah.
I'm going to say yeah.
Yeah, absolutely it does. He's been making a minimum wage for a year. Does that make you a loser, Lindsay?
No.
Gimpy.
Oh, at least he got a job.
Agreed. Can't have both arguments.
Right.
He doesn't support his kids. Does that make him a loser, Lindsay?
Support how? Financially, emotionally?
It says he doesn't
Yeah.
support his kids.
Maybe his kids are assholes. But I'm going to say no.
Gimpy.
Doesn't support his kids.
Does it make him, is it a red flag? Does it make him a loser?
I'm going to say yeah. I'm going to say yeah on that one because you should always support your kids no matter what, whether it's financially if you can, but definitely be there to support them emotionally, physically, whatever. You know what I mean? You should always be there for your kids. I understand if you can't do it financially. I tell my kids, hey, I may not be able to help you out money-wise, but I'll do anything else for you. So, yeah, you should always be there for your kids and support them.
Yeah, 100%. Because the opposite of this, the statement is, I don't support my kids.
Right.
That makes you a loser.
Right.
Even if they're assholes. Your job's not to be like, hey, I'll be your dad as long as you're cool.
Right.
Can't hold a job. Does that make you a loser? Lindsay.
Yeah.
Gimpy.
There's a lot of stipulations that go into that one.
Okay.
Can't hold a job. Doesn't want to hold a job, or like something happens, downsizing, with just a run of bad luck. You get laid off because of downsizing at several different jobs. So I think if it's the can't hold a job, no, doesn't make you a loser. Doesn't want to hold a job, totally makes you a loser. I think there's a difference there.
I see the point you're making. If you just have a string of bad luck and get with companies that are on their way out and get constantly downsized, that can't hold a job.
Right.
You played no part in that decision. You get fired a lot because you're an idiot.
Yeah.
I think that kind of makes you a loser.
Yeah, so I guess it really depends on what the situation is.
He has been to jail for a stretch longer than a day or two. Does that make you a loser, Lindsay?
No.
Okay, Gimpy.
This is another one, man. Like, more context would be all right. Is he molesting children? Then, yes, you're a loser. If you got hemmed up on, some traffic tickets or whatever because you didn't have the money to pay him because you keep getting jobs that keep getting downsized on, well, that doesn't make you a loser. S happens. S happens to people. Now, if you continually in jail for more than a day or two Like you go in for a couple of days and you get out and then you get picked up again for being rowdy, public, whatever, multiple times, then yeah, I could see how that would make one a loser. But just a one-off or an every now and again sort of thing, I don't think it does.
No, I don't
As
think.
happens.
Yeah, I don't think because you've been to jail makes you a loser. If you are a frequent user, that's a completely different thing.
Right.
Plenty of people make mistakes, make bad choices, make you a loser. I don't think so.
All right.
Now, if you keep going in,
Right.
like they're like, good to see you again, Chet.
Right, right.
Let me punch your card.
Same spot. You're working on that Encyclopedia Britannica with your visits. Has a neck or face tattoo. Does that make you a loser, Lindsay?
No.
Gimpy.
No.
No, it's just ink. His temper is so bad, it semi-regularly gets him into trouble. Does that make you a loser?
I want to say no, but yes, it does.
All right. Want to say any more to that?
Like, take a chill pill, honestly. Cool your temp. Like, it's not attractive. We shouldn't have to always be on eggshells around you. You jackass.
Wow. Okay, Nick
Yeah.
Colleen. All right, Gimpy.
You know, it's tough because, like, well, what is loser in this case? Like, you just look at him like, God, this guy. Some people run hot like that. That's just how they are. That's how they're wired. There's nothing that you can do about it. Does it make him a loser? I don't think so. Makes him an asshole. Makes him somebody that I don't want to hang around because you're always getting mad all the time and starting stuff. So, does it make you a loser, though? I don't think so.
I mean, I don't know if it makes you a loser. Self-awareness is a big part of this. If you have self-awareness, you are, and it happens, you're like, that's a different thing. But if you're just shooting from the hip constantly that way, yeah, I don't know if that's with complete disregard for the wake you leave.
Yeah, it's not a good trait, but I don't think it makes you a loser. Loser.
And is he working on it? Is he seeing someone?
Right.
He loves attention so much, he's willing to do stupid, crass, and obnoxious things to get it. Does that make him a loser, Lindsay?
No. Just obnoxious. Like,
Well, no,
I think of like
it was obnoxious, stupid, crass things.
I think of Steve-O and the Jackass whole cast, one of those types. Like, sure, maybe it'll make you money or filthy rich someday, who knows? But it doesn't make you a loser.
Okay.
Get it?
Gimpy?
Nah, makes you the center of attention.
Sure.
Maybe in a negative way, but I don't think it makes you a loser.
I kind of put that and the temper thing in the same boat.
Mm-hmm.
Both of them are attention-seeking behavior.
You know,
I don't know if it makes you a loser. It makes you reckless,
right.
which I don't know if I want to be a part of that. You can't take him at his word because he frequently lies. Does that make him a loser, Lindsay?
A loser? I guess so. I mean, you don't want to be around a liar. You don't. Hard to call him a loser for it, but yeah, I guess so.
Okay, Gimpy?
Absolutely. Liars and thieves, man. Total
Yeah.
losers.
Yeah, there's a big difference between, hey, you made a mistake, and also you keep lying. I think to support a liar is very bizarre behavior,
Yeah.
especially when they're not, they're lies. Unless they're talking about Santa, the Tooth Fairy.
Right.
Or
And then
anything, then it's completely fine.
white lies. It's okay.
He regularly blames other people, society, or the world for his failures instead of taking responsibility for them.
Yeah, that's loser behavior. Own it.
Okay, Gimpy?
Yeah, it's not their fault you suck at life.
Yeah, I don't think it makes you a loser. I don't know if a lot of people have been educated. I don't like using that word. That have not been told how to manage life's kicking the balls.
Right.
And so I don't know if it makes you a loser.
Right.
No one's ever taught you skills to handle constantly being kicked in the nuts.
Yeah, but I mean, everybody gets kicked in the nuts.
Right, that's my point.
Yeah, you have to take accountability for it, and I think that blaming everybody else, in society and the world when you're the reason why, that's where the problem is.
I guess I'm saying that, like, that's something I feel like you can show people, like, that's not true.
Mm-hmm.
That you're not special. Everybody's getting kicked in the balls.
Right, right.
So I don't know if it makes you look. Maybe it does. He considers himself. I don't understand this one. He considers himself to be a male feminist, or says we need to redefine masculinity. Does that make you a loser, Lindsay?
No.
Gimpy?
Maybe a soy boy.
Yeah, I was going to say it makes you soft-ass Nancy boy, but it doesn't make you a loser.
How does it make you a soft-ass Nancy boy?
I don't know, man.
You're just not a manly man.
Right, you're not a manly man. You're a womanly man. A manly woman.
So does it make you a loser, Gimpy?
No.
I mean, it's just an opinion. I don't. It's to me, it's not like the temper thing.
Right.
It's just an opinion.
Or not supporting your kids or something to that effect, yeah.
Yeah.
Just one of the girls.
Right.
He's unreliable to the point where you never know if he will show up or not. Does that make you a loser?
No. Just makes you unreliable.
Okay, is unreliable make you a loser?
No, you're just not going to ask him to be your best man in your wedding. You're not going to ask him to be there for the important things. You know, you're not going to rely on him for a lot.
Gimpy?
I think so. I think people should be reliable. You should be able to rely on people for something, no matter what it is. If I ask you to do something, I should be able to rely on you to do it. And if you're constantly letting me down, then, all right, loser, get out of here.
Yeah, I don't know if loser, but I'll go with that because of this exercise. Yeah, I think that makes you a loser. Actions over words all the time. How you act is who you are. So if you're unreliable, then that you're just an unreliable person that ain't nobody. You are who you surround yourself with. So the way he treats people around you makes you cringe.
Why'd you cringe?
I just don't like that word.
Cringe?
Yeah.
Yeah, if I don't like the way he treats people, then he's a loser.
Gimpy.
Yeah, I got to agree with that one. If you're treating people badly, especially the people around me that I'm close to, you're a total loser, and you don't deserve to be in my circle. You don't deserve to be close to my circle. Go.
I step in dog ass enough. I don't need you helping me.
Right.
So that makes if you're somebody in my life that I've got to hide behind a wall when you're acting a fool. Yeah, I don't want you in my life. I think that definitely makes you a loser. And then this one, he's hooked on drugs or alcohol. Does that make you a loser, Lindsay?
No.
Gimpy.
Well, drugs and alcohol. Well, which drugs are we talking about here? Are you hooked on the meth and the crack cocaine? Maybe, because those people are always, that goes back to being unreliable and being thieves, you know. And to me, that makes you a loser. If you're hooked on marijuana, which you can be, I don't think that makes you a loser. Now, if you're spending every little bit of money that you can to, and you're stealing to feed your marijuana habit, maybe so. Maybe so. That's a tough one.
That's what addiction is, right?
Yeah,
is you're jeopardizing finance, safety, health, loved ones.
Yeah. I'm going to say no because everybody goes through some things that sends them down that path. And some people can pull themselves out of it and some people can't. I don't think it makes you a loser, though.
Yeah, I would say that if you are addicted to anything, I don't think that makes you a loser. I think that perpetuates the cycle, but to say that you're a loser if you're in that situation,
right?
It's not very helpful. And not that they need your help, but, you know, I would hate for someone who is an addict trying to figure it out to hear us go, you're a loser if you're an addict.
Right.
And you'd be like, oh, God.
Right?
I don't want to be a part of that cycle.
No.
So, yeah, I don't think that makes you a loser. You're definitely in a pickle.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't know if I'm going to have to keep you at a distance.
Yeah, but it's not the same as, to me, as the dude that doesn't support his kids, or anything like that.
Would you rather have a friend who's an addict or a friend who is unreliable? They may be the same thing.
Right.
I think they're the same
But
thing.
for the exercise.
For the exercise, an addict or an unreliable one or an unreliable person. Lindsay?
An unreliable friend.
Okay, Gimpy.
Yeah, I want to go with the unreliable friend because you can't trust many addicts.
You can't trust an unreliable friend.
True that, but the unreliable friend isn't going to, at least in my book, come in and steal stuff from your house to take it to the pawn shop to get money for their next fix. They're just not going to help you move.
Yeah.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So to me, there's a difference. They kind of walk hand in hand, but for the, like you said, for the purposes of the exercise, I think it's best to have an unreliable friend than somebody who's some tweaker friend who you got to worry if he's going to steal your catalytic converter or not.
Yeah, I'm picking the addict because the unreliable friend doesn't, they're not even wanting to change their life.
Mm-hmm.
The addict went through something in life that caused them to be an addict. Mm-hmm. And so they don't want that life.
You say that until your VCR comes up missing.
I didn't say you were going to be at my house.
Right.
I have plenty of friends that have never been in my home.
Ooh, me.
Yeah, plenty. Just because you're an addict doesn't mean
Yeah.
you get to come to my house.
Keep those addicts away.
Yeah, okay, and I don't think there's a right or wrong answer to it. Mm-hmm. Would you rather have someone who's an addict, or hold on, I want to make sure I get these other. I don't want to discredit the other ones here, or someone who lives with their parents.
Lives with the parents long term. Because then when you go visit them, at least you know you're going to get a hot cooked meal by mom.
Not everybody's mom makes home cooked meals.
That's true.
I'm with Lindsay, though. I'd rather have the friend that's still at home with mom and dad, sucking off that teat, as opposed to an addict that, is possibly stealing my stuff and selling it for drugs.
Would you rather have someone who's an addict or someone who loses their temper so bad it seems to, on a regular basis, get them in trouble?
That's a hard one.
Yeah, because I don't want to be a friend. I'm going to take the addict over this one because I don't want to be with the temperamental friend. I'm not going to have that person in my life. The temperamental. I don't want to have to babysit them at the bar, make sure they're not in a bar fight with someone. You know what I mean?
Wow, you and I are different. I'm like, if I have a friend who's that, I'm not helping you.
The angry one.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm not babysitting you. I'm not trying to keep you out of fights.
Right.
I've been down this road. Mm-hmm. You'll drag me into fight. I don't want none of that.
Yeah, I'm with Lindsay. I'd rather have the addict over the hothead any day.
100%.
Because that's just too much drama that you're bringing on me, and I don't want that. I don't want any of that splashback. I don't want any of it all whatsoever. So you just keep all that to yourself over there, you pissy bitch.
For me, the splash zone's the same. I don't want to be sitting in either one of them.
Right.
But I'm going to pick the addict because at least the addict, I know what I'm dealing with. And the temper one, I don't know when that's going to surface just because, they asked you if you wanted to donate to some cause at the register or they turned the iPad around for you to tip.
Right.
I don't want none of that smoke. All right, so apparently people aren't as much losers. Go ahead, be reckless.
Yeah.
We won't think you're a loser. All right, we got to take a break. We got news quickies when we come back.
Tulsa's morning show is coming right back. The Big Mad Morning Show.
What was that, last week? Is lunch or whatever. And I'm looking at the menu. I was like,
Mondo's, great Italian restaurant.
Mondo's, I respect them and what they do. It's just Italian is not for me. I'm like, I don't know what to get. Everything on the menu had either mushrooms or lemon on it. And I was just like, what's this stuff with the shrimp? Sounds good. I'll eat the shrimp over the noodles, which is exactly what I did.
I mean, I wanted to see. All right, so let's just go with a couple things here because I'm trying to find fried mozzarella.
I mean, that's just deep
10.
fried cheese. But even then, I want to give it like a 4.
Calamari.
10.
Calamari. I'll go ahead and give that like maybe a 6 or something because I've had calamari at other places that's not Italian food.
Bruschetta or bruschetta.
10.
Was that the fancy bread?
It's most of the time it's toasted little pieces of bread with tomatoes and olive oil and balsamic and basil.
Yes,
and stuff.
the extremely stale bread that you chip a tooth on every time you eat it. That's a 0.
Let's see. Let's get it. Spaghetti and meatball. Ravioli.
Lindsay?
6.
Only if it's Chef Boyardee. Which actually his name was Chef Boyardee, but we had to Americanize it by saying
Give me your rating, Mr. Wikipedia.
1,
Tortellini.
4.
2.
Peppers and onions.
That's it? Like no sausage to put them on
It's
or
sausage,
anything?
peppers, and onions. It's typically
But like a
4.
bun, you know? I mean, I guess with the sausage, peppers, and onions, I give it like a 3, 4, maybe even.
fettuccine carbonara.
What's the carbonara part?
Bacon.
Oh.
That's a 5.
What?
1.
Eggplant parmigiana.
Yeah, that's 8.
That's a big 0 for me, homie.
Meatball sub.
Oh, God.
5.
This is getting worse and worse the further we go down. 0, man. That stuff is too messy. It doesn't eat well. You have to have a fork to eat a sandwich. I think that's retarded.
Oh, I like it. Gnocchi.
What? Huh? Oh, okay. I've had that come in like a Hello Fresh or something like that once. And I was like, what is this? What is this garbage?
Oh, you didn't enjoy it?
Lindsay.
5.
0.
Oh, my gosh.
I know it sounds crazy, but like when it comes to like the Big Ten of restaurants and foods and stuff, Italian's at the bottom of that list for me, man.
Somebody texted in and said, you think Zio's is delicious? You got to try Luigi's and Skytook. So authentic. I think it's run by the actual Italian mob. I've had Luigi's and Skytook. It's fine.
Mm-hmm.
It's fine. I like, it's not like I go to Zio's and I order one of everything.
Right.
Right? I worked there after college,
Mm-hmm.
and their 5-cheese pasta, adding chicken to it, was so good.
Yeah.
Their spinach artichoke dip, which isn't Italian, whatever, but it was so good.
Mm-hmm. I just like the brown paper on the tables that give you crayons.
The
you could
cannoli,
draw.
yeah, I know how to write my name upside down. Cannoli, with the Alfredo and the chicken and stuff, so good there.
I'll give you that. I'll give you the Italian dish, the cannoli. That's delicious just because it's cheese and powdered sugar.
No. That's the dessert.
I know.
Yeah, I'm talking about.
That's the only Italian food that I really like is a good old cannoli.
We haven't gotten to the real one.
Uh-huh.
Pizza.
I've said it before, and you all thought I was crazy. You know,
1 to 10.
1 to 10, a pizza. That's
10.
going to be a 3 for me. So low on the scale, man.
Lindsay.
10.
Yeah.
Always.
Pretty much all those except peppers and onions that we've mentioned are about anywhere between an 8 and a 10 for me.
Really?
See, I love peppers and onions. I don't love the heartburn, but man, it's almost worth the heartburn for me.
A good bolognese pasta.
Well, Italian food. They are the Beatles for me.
A nice short
food.
short rib braised ragu.
Ragu, the sauce in a jar.
So it's just no. So good. I'm telling you, man, Italian food.
Man who killed Kevin Bacon charged with first-degree murder.
You mean 5th degree?
6 degrees.
6th degree?
Yeah. So this happened in Michigan. A judge has decided that Mark Latunsky will face a charge of first-degree murder after a degree hearing. The murder degree hearing for Mark Latunsky continued for a second day. This happened last Wednesday. He admitted to killing and mutilating Kevin Bacon, who is 25 years old. In court, he accepted a plea into open murder. The hearing was for the judge to determine if Mark will be sentenced for a charge of first-degree or second-degree murder, and the judge decided on the former. Back in 2019, Kevin Bacon, his body was found in Latunsky's home. He and Kevin Bacon met on a dating app, according to investigators. Kevin's body was hung upside down with a slit throat, according to police. Investigators also say that the man's testicles were removed and eaten.
This is a thing. How many stories have we read about castrations?
Yeah. At least a small handful that I can think of. I didn't even mean to do that.
I know you didn't. I could tell just by the way you delivered it. Yeah. It feels like we've read. I mean, it happened here in Oklahoma.
Yeah. Some guy come down to meet two other guys, and they end up cutting his balls off or something like that.
Yeah.
Is it for fun, or are they, trying to prove a point? I don't get, because me personally, I would never chop my balls off for fun.
No.
Is it a Musa muffin thing? Like you go for a little BDSM, just like tightening, and then there's some menacing people out there, and like, I'm just going to slice them off.
Right. Let's see how far we can take this train. Okay.
That doesn't. I cannot piece together these stories. This is one of the stories we do that I'm like, I don't get it.
Right.
I don't get why it happens. I don't get the people that are up for it.
Yeah.
Not that this was a willing participant. We don't know that part.
Right. The only thing that I can think of is obviously there's some kind of mental issue where the person whose balls are chopped off maybe has like a sex addiction or something to that effect, and they think that that's the only way they can get over it. The only way that they can cure themselves is to cut off that part of the body. Yeah. So therefore, they won't have that sexual desire anymore. Whether it's raping babies or
like
just,
dogs.
Yeah, that too.
The idea that that's what you do to dogs, so they don't they don't want to hump.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think this is more of a Jeffrey Dahmer situation where the
Good morning. It's the Big Mad Morning Show, 918-460-KMOD. News quickies are stories you may have missed in the news. We cover them here and put a link on our Facebook page if you want more. Facebook.com/BMMS69.
It's time for News Quickies, world news, local news, and news that just makes you say, what the Now here's Corbin, Gimpy, and Lindsay with what's going on. News Quickies from the Big Mad Morning Show at 97.5 KMOD.
Disney tourists arrested for fighting each other over tickets and a golf cart. Two Missouri women, Catherine Northrop, 31-year-old, and Gina Danforth, who's 28, fought each other inside Wildwood, Florida, a home where they were staying. They were hanging out with several other people. The two started bickering over Disney tickets and a golf cart when their fight turned physical. Now, apparently, Catherine claimed that Gina got in her face and was spitting and then grabbed her hair and pinned her down, according to an arrest affidavit. Both women allegedly admitted to taking a swing at each other, and when cops reached the home, the two women had to be separated as Catherine allegedly became belligerent. She had a visible scratch on her neck that can be seen in her mugshot. She also had scratches on her elbow and stomach. Meanwhile, Danforth was not feeling well and was taken to a local hospital. Both women were taken to the Sumter County Detention Center after authorities couldn't figure out who sparked the fight due to the lack of credible witnesses. Danforth and Northrop were both charged with battery and posted a $1,000 bond. So apparently not the happiest place on earth.
No. Have you stood in those lines? I haven't personally. I just hear bad news.
I don't understand the golf cart thing.
I don't either.
So it's not in the story?
No, maybe it was just at the house that they were staying at, and one of them wanted to use it to go get beer or something. Who knows? The other one was like, no, it's mine. I'm using it. I'm paying more for this Airbnb than you are. I get to use it.
Well, so it didn't even happen at Disney.
No, it was at the house that they were staying at.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. They were fighting over the Disney tickets.
Okay. So it could be the happiest place on earth once they got there. Maybe that's why they were fighting. One of them wanted to be more happier.
Right. There you go.
Than the other.
Mm-hmm.
But the mug shots, one of them is looking down in the mug shot. Like, I thought you were supposed to make sure you're clearly looking at the camera.
I don't think they check it and go, oh, we better do that again because you don't like it. You're not looking at the camera.
Right. But I thought clearly you had to have your eyes shown in a picture. I don't know.
I didn't know you could wear glasses in them.
Oh. You have to take them off in your IDs now. I don't know.
All right.
Interesting.
Walmart greeter beaten in receipt beef. So this comes out of North Carolina where a 68-year-old Walmart greeter named Vincent Battaglia, he's just doing his job. He's checking receipts of people. Well, I guess he checked the wrong person's receipt. He was confronted by a 27-year-old dude named Trayvon Waden, either way, and his girlfriend, Tomisha. Apparently, Vinny had stopped Tomisha earlier in the day, and Tomisha went home and bitched about it, and so Trayvon's like, oh, okay, well, I'll go up there and take care of it. Or Tomisha was like, you got to go up there and do something about this. This is an outrage. Whatever, either way. So Trayvon confronts Vinny, and Vinny's like, listen, bro, I'm just doing my job, man. That's it. And then that's when Tomisha hollers out at Trayvon and says, quote, take care of him. So Trayvon hauls back and punches Vinny right in the eye, causes him to fall over and hit his head. Well, they took off because they're pussies, and they went home. The police came out. They were able to track the couple down at their house where they were arrested. Both of them got popped for misdemeanor assault, while old Trayvon got an extra citation for failure to appear in connection with a separate criminal matter.
I can't say for certainty, but I don't think it is a Walmart policy to show receipts. You must show your receipt. Forget that it's a law, right? It's not a law.
No, it's not.
There's no punishment. They do not have a right to keep you, right? Now, if they suspect you of shoplifting, that's a different thing.
Right, and I think that's what a lot of it does is because, and it's mostly items that are, let's say you got a bunch of bags in your cart, and then like you've got dog food that you obviously can't fit in a plastic bag. That's when they check your receipts.
Or a television.
Or something like that, because too many people have rung up a banana and gotten a TV. You know what I'm saying? Me, they don't ever stop me. I just keep on walking.
Sam's Club, completely different story.
Yeah.
Costco, you sign a membership saying you'll let that happen.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
But Walmart, I just quickly went through their store policies, and I don't see somewhere that says you must show your receipt if we ask.
No.
So you can just comply and make your life a little easier.
Right.
But if you're one of those like, I don't comply, then
you're being an asshole.
You're causing some unnecessary problems. But to punch an old person,
right? Let's just do it.
Just keep walking.
You're a loser.
Just keep walking. That is all. Catching an assault charge just because you didn't want to show your receipt feels like a weird thing to stand your ground on.
Or because your old lady was bitching and forced you to go up there, and do something about it because she felt wrong.
If my wife said sick him or anything, I'd be like, you're out of your damn mind.
Right?
You're telling me to get yoked up?
Ratchet bitches is all I got to say about that.
Airport passenger attempts to fly to UK with 70 pounds of marijuana.
Well, you can't do that.
A 19-year-old woman from London is charged with trafficking marijuana following her arrest Sunday night at Boston's Logan International. Customs agents say they found 70 pounds of marijuana in the traveler's luggage before the flight back to the UK. She was held on a $1,500 bail and ordered to surrender her passport. She's due back in court for a probable cause hearing next week. She is going to be charged with trafficking marijuana between 50 and 100 pounds. Now, in Massachusetts, it is legal to have marijuana, but it is illegal to cross state lines with it, that's what you would be doing.
Right.
TSA, this is interesting. TSA says TSA officers are required to report any suspected violations to local law, state, federal authorities. TSA security officers do not search for marijuana or other illegal drugs. But if any illegal substance is discovered during security screenings, they will refer to the matter to law enforcement.
Okay, so they don't check for it, but if they find it, they have to say something about it. It basically is what I'm hearing you say.
I think if, 70 pounds, they are for sure saying something.
Yeah. A couple of dubs, probably not.
It doesn't feel like that's in their scope, that that's what they're looking for. But also, 70 pounds,
Right. In a suitcase, and you thought you going to get away with that. It don't matter how vacuum sealed you got it, you're still going to smell it.
Yeah. And the other thing is, too, this is just an example of how the laws are just behind in so many. We allow alcohol to be transported over state lines with a special license.
Right.
So that feels like that will be coming eventually, too.
It should.
It only makes sense.
Yeah, because it's medically legal in so many places. People go on vacation.
It's recreationally legal in a lot of places.
Absolutely. So maybe with this rescheduling, that might come right on along with it.
All right, all these stories are on our Facebook page, facebook.com/BMMS69.
You're listening to the Big Man.
Corn on the cob vibrator.
Corn on the cob for the country girl.
It's gone.
It's got the
Tell you all
juice.
about it.
Yeah. That's exactly what I thought when I saw it.
Goodness.
Corn on the cob. I gotta look.
Yeah. It makes sense if you think about the attachments that are with it.
Oh, God.
You know what I mean? Like the dimpling and bumps and all that other stuff.
Usually dimpling and bumps is not something you want to mess with, right?
Right.
You need to go see a doctor and get those bumps removed.
Some of you may have grandparents that they have like special china in some case in the dining room that's white with blue patterns on it.
Yeah.
The Blue Willow China.
Sure. This is a butt plug that looks like that.
Oh, my goodness.
Honey, it's special anniversary night. Break out the fine china.
Yeah.
Another one, the penguin.
Uh-oh.
And it looks like a penguin whistling. And the part that would be the mouth of the penguin would apparently be where the magic happens for ladies.
The Satisfier penguin. Oh, hey, look at that. A little bow tie and everything.
The Nerd Climax Dragon Finger.
Wow.
This is a sex toy that goes on your finger, and it is the shape or has the look of a like a dragon's claw. Hey, listen, lid for every pot, whatever you got.
What?
When we were in school, we had a thing. There were like these rubber balls with handles, and you would jump on them, right? And you would have races with them.
Yeah, absolutely.
This is that, except it is for the ladies.
That's so weird.
It's a Swiss ball dildo. This is Gimpy has shown me the one he has before, which I ran, and this is the accommodator.
The accommodator.
You know,
huh?
if you're familiar with that chin strap.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, you do. And then probably the mildest one on this list would be the Clone a Willy dildo kit.
Oh, yeah, I've seen those before.
Pretty mild.
Yeah. Thought about using it, you know.
I don't know how it would work.
What do you mean?
So have you ever seen like in Hobby Lobby they have those plaster Paris where you make the plaster Paris of like you holding your
Yes.
baby's
Absolutely.
hand or like you put your kid's foot in it.
Yeah, I did that in art class with my little hand. I know exactly what you're
Fantastic.
talking about.
That would be this, except it comes in a tube, and the idea is you do what you have to do, and then you do the mold, and then it sets, and then you. I don't hair.
Yeah.
Two, any sort of deviation from what's happening in a sexual moment for me, it's over.
Right. So your dildo would come out all weird and deformed, pretty much, basically.
Or smaller than the representation.
Well, what am I going to do with this thing, huh?
And do you tell people it didn't work? Like, I couldn't do it.
That's why you read the reviews first, right?
And I don't know anybody that's done it, so I can't. I know they sell them,
Oh, yeah.
so I'm sure someone's gonna be like, "Oh yeah, it was great."
I'll get one over the weekend, put one together, bring it in for you Monday.
You don't have to bring it in. You could just give me the verbal review.
Drunk Florida man kicked out of bar, returns and attacks bar owner with belt. This happened last weekend in West Palm Beach. A 37-year-old man kicked out of the bar for being too intoxicated, but quickly returned wielding a firearm, according to an affidavit. Fabio Lano Sanchez, arrested by Palm Beach Sheriff's Office. According to records, he was released on last Wednesday with a $60,000 bond amount. He arrived to the area on July 23rd around 2 a.m. The owner of the bar said that he shows up He was a little drunk, then he got too drunk, and he started harassing customers. So they asked the man to leave. He left to his car but came back with a firearm. He pointed it directly at the bar owner and said, "I will shoot you." And then he threatened to shoot the bar's security. Well, then Sanchez decided, I'm going to just take off my belt, and started swinging it at the bar owner. He hit him multiple times. A security guard began fighting with the suspect, and the bar owner began fearing for his life. He told deputies that's when he called 911. And they showed up, arrested him, said he was going to kill everybody. The owner had an injury on his finger from the belt. The guy himself did not have any injuries. The suspect had some scrapes and bruises on his face in his mugshot, though.
That's a very underrated weapon.
Absolutely,
a belt is, you know?
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, you could do some damage with a belt. Trust me, I know. But to use it in like a street fight is not something you see every day. You hear about guns, knives, crowbars, baseball bats. I appreciate this guy for whipping out his belt.
Yeah, if you're good, like that whole towel whip, you know, that people,
Yeah.
if you can do that with a belt.
You could whip the S out of
Yeah.
somebody. And
Good morning. It's the Big Mad Morning Show, 918-460-KMOD. You can also text BMMS and then what you want to say to 82945. See what Lindsay has for Balls to the Wall Sports.
The Denver Nuggets moved one win away from the Western Conference Finals with a 112-97 win over the Minnesota Timberwolves in Game 5 of their second-round series. Nikola Jokic finished with 40 points and 13 rebounds to help the Nuggets take a 3-2 series lead. In the East,
So I want to mention the Luka. There was debate on whether he should have been the MVP. Mm-hmm. Last night, he scored 40 points and 13 assists against Gobert, who was the defensive player of the year.
Yeah.
Handled him.
then, yeah, maybe he should have gotten it.
Yes.
Yeah.
He made it look like easy work. It
Yeah.
was crazy to watch him do that to the defensive player of the year. Hey, man, we'll just put the depot on it. He'll handle him.
Yeah.
Sure he will. Sure he will.
He was good, but was he consistent like that all season?
Yes. I mean, he had his times it didn't, but as anybody would. But when it's time for the call,
Yeah.
do you answer it?
Yeah. He did
And
last night.
he didn't answer it. He answered it and said, "Don't call back."
Right.
That's insane.
Yeah.
You expected like him to do well, right, against the defensive player of the year, but to 40 points?
Yeah. Impressive.
Crazy. That series is so good.
Yeah, and in the East, the New York Knicks crushed the Pacers 121-91 in Game 5 of the conference semifinals. Jalen Brunson, he had 44 points and 7 assists.
Remember what I said about the last time they played? And I was like, it made it look like the Knicks didn't belong.
Yes.
The Knicks made it look like the Pacers didn't belong.
Right.
It is the craziest series. There was the fighting that's happening. It's the most physical game I've seen in a long time.
Yeah.
It is a great series to watch.
Yeah, the Knicks have now grabbed a 3-2 series lead. And the action continues tonight. In the East, the Celtics look to finish off the Cleveland Cavaliers in Boston at 6 tonight on TNT. And in the West, the Dallas Mavericks pay a visit to Oklahoma City. And that series is tied at 2-2. And that game starts at 8:30 tonight on TNT. And that's your Balls to the Wall Sports. I'm Lindsay on 97.5 KMOD.
Balls to the Wall Sports is powered by the award-winning service of ground.
Dismember them.
Yeah.
And another for it to be Meemaw.
Right. The human body contains a lot of blood, like more than I want to see at one point in time. So I feel as soon as you start hacking away with a chainsaw, that's just going to be a bloody mess everywhere.
It's like putting together a swing set in your backyard. You're like, I can do this.
And
then you get in, you're like, I'm going to need some help.
Right. So you call your kids to come help you put the swing set
Yeah,
together.
yeah. If you've ever put together a swing set in the last 5 years, it shows up and you're like, okay, yeah, I could do this. And then on day 2, you're like, we'll put that on later.
Right. Kids don't need a swing, do they?
Yeah.
Nah.
I think the monkey bar sat in my garage for a good year.
They're not going to be able to reach up there and grab it anyway.
Right, exactly. Do you think Mima was a bad person, abusive, maybe?
Are you justifying
have
it?
to be?
Are you implying that if she was, then she probably should be dismembered?
No. But would she have to be for it to be like,
You brought it up.
okay?
You brought it up. You tell me.
Well, I look at Dexter, like the show Dexter. It was like he was almost like the good bad guy because he was taking out bad people.
No, Dexter was a horrible person.
Oh, see, I looked at him as a good bad guy. He was taking out bad people.
Like a Robin Hood sort of thing. That instead of
Yes.
robbing the rich and giving to the poor, we're just killing bad people. Jack the Ripper is another one, killing the whores of the world.
Yes.
If you think that's bad.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, Dexter was not a good person.
I thought so. I thought he was good.
But he was hurting people. He was killing people for minor things, not huge infractions.
Some of them.
Bumped into me at the grocery store.
No,
Yeah,
no.
some of them, sure, but not all of them.
Oh, he wasn't doing it for bumping into me
How
at the grocery
dare you
store.
take the last bagel at work?
I've got the longest running game shows in television history.
Fun.
You want to guess one?
Jeopardy.
Jeopardy's on here.
Yeah, Wheel of Fortune.
Wheel of Fortune, of course. Mm-hmm.
The Price is Right.
Price is Right, of course.
Okay, so those are the 3 basics. What about Press Your Luck?
No.
Yeah.
So, Who Wants to Be a Millionaire?
Really?
22 years. Password, 23 years.
The Pyramid?
What's My Line? 24 years. Pyramid, 25 years. Let's Make a Deal, 35 years.
Wow.
Now, does that count? Because it wasn't 35 years consecutive. It was
Right.
It was the Monty guy for a while, and then they brought it back with Wayne Brady. So I guess mash them together, it works.
Yeah.
I feel like it should be consecutive, like Price is Right, Wheel of Fortune, and Jeopardy. Those are all consecutive years.
Yeah, I think if you work at KMOD and then take a break and come back, you get X number of years,
Okay.
right?
Alrighty then.
Ooh.
Family Feud, 40 years.
Okay.
I was gonna
Wheel of Fortune, 48 years. Jeopardy, 54 years. This show I've never heard of because it's in another country. Des Sheriffs et de Lettres.
Sure, easy for
Numbers and Letters, 56 years. It's still on today. Price is Right, 60 years.
So that's the longest. Price is Right.
Price is Right, yeah,
Wow.
is the longest one. Or is it going to be a thing that comes out like it did with Bob Barker that he had to kind of step away because
he owed.
he like a miscusi.
Oh,
Yeah.
I didn't think about that. Yeah. Well, it was a different time then.
Right. It changes. Empathy towards humans.
All right.
60 years is a long time, though, for a game show.
Yeah, for sure. It just makes me wonder how long those are going to be on. Are they going to keep doing it? They're going to revamp it, make it different so they can keep that name going? Because really, that's all that people are going because of the name. People were watching because of the name, because they watched it growing up, you know. Everybody knows that when you're sick and you're staying home from school, you're watching The Price is Right.
Yeah.
You
I
know?
think shows like Price is Right is a different game show, obviously, than like Jeopardy or Wheel, because they have to technologically evolve.
Okay.
They have to evolve the show and the games.
Right.
You can have some classics, but you've got to introduce new games on Price is Right, because technology changes and people's understanding of things changes.
That makes sense.
Wheel of Fortune, it's spin a wheel, earn points. Now,
the
how
same
they
game.
derive the letters and things like that, or on Jeopardy, can obviously change. But overall, it's the same game.
Yeah. There's no need to change it.
Tic-tac-toe, celebrity whatever, doesn't last because you get annoyed. You get annoyed with the... Just because you're famous doesn't mean you're awesome.
Yeah.
Right.
Hollywood Squares.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
And some of these other shows, that's why I like Pyramid, and like it runs its exhaustion level. That's why they don't do just Celebrity Wheel of Fortune. You want to see people that are like, quote unquote, you win.
Right. It gives you hope
Absolutely.
and a chance that you could be on that show someday and you could win that money.
The number of people that are like to know someone to be on Wheel of Fortune is rare. Think about all the times they come through and recruit people, and then how many people from here actually get on the show? Not very many, if you think about it. So where do those people come from? Well, they recruit people. Some are up and coming actors. Like they tried because they have to fill it. Lindsay's tried to be on game shows before. One of the hardest parts about being on a game show is that you have to fly out on your own, put yourself up, and you might get on the show.
Right. They don't pay for you to be out there until you finally make the final cut.
And when you're on the show, you might just get the minimum, which is like $1,000 now or something like that, which you're like, that's a lot. It is a lot. Not after hotel and airfare and expenses.
In California.
In anywhere.
Yeah.
You go to any hotel, you're not gonna, even if you're gonna stay at the Comfort Inn.
Right.
And if you are, it's still $200. You're there a week. That's $1,000. It doesn't matter where it's at. You ain't staying at the Sunnyside Inn with the satellite dish painted yellow.
Right. With all the crackheads and whores.
Well, I mean, you can get that anywhere, any hotel, right?
2 Subway employees shot over too much mayo.
Okay, I was like, sandwich or
Yes.
tunnel?
In Atlanta, police responded to a shooting at a Subway location inside of a Circle K. Reportedly, a customer became irate when too much mayonnaise was squirted onto his sandwich. That's when he allegedly opened fire, hitting 2 female employees, one of which was fatally wounded, and the other is in serious condition. The store's owner says a third employee fired back at the unnamed gunman.
What?
Yeah, but he
A
missed.
third employee. That means the employee had a gun.
Yeah.
Well, by God, we got to save them sandwiches somehow, Corbin.
Yeah. The suspect is in custody. Police said that the woman was 26 years old. A 24-year-old employee was shot in front of her 5-year-old son. She's the one that's in critical condition. The woman was hit twice after she pushed her son out of the way under the counter to keep him from being hurt. The co-owner of the Subway said that a third worker had definitely shot at the gunman. He missed, but at least he put up a little fight, he said. Atlanta police officer said that this was a case of someone with a gun who didn't know how to resolve conflict without resorting to violence. They did not release the identity of the worker who was killed because they were still waiting for family members to be informed, but said both of the employees were young women who had just started at the location about 3 weeks ago. And the customer had been in the Subway location before without ever having an incident. The interim chief of police said so far arguments are the majority cause of homicides this year in Atlanta.
There's a lot going on in this story.
Boy, I tell you.
Your 5-year-old kid was there?
Yeah.
That's what I thought was bizarre. Okay, I get it. You got to go to work. You can't find a babysitter, but
Or can't afford one?
Or I
Can't
was
afford
thinking
one.
too, or maybe she was going to get off in like 20 minutes and, maybe the dad dropped the child off. And,
No, that's also not okay.
yeah, I know.
It's a weird thing for the 5-year-old to be there. Two, another employee had a gun on him.
Yeah.
The other thing too with Subways, they're everywhere.
right.
There was a time that I believe there were more Subways than McDonald's and Starbucks and Dunkin' Donuts and all that. Like they were the most widely dispersed chain.
Yeah, especially for sub sandwiches. Faux show. They had the corner market there. But then some other places started
I think
coming
they're
out.
still pretty high up on the
You
list.
think so?
Absolutely. They're everywhere. You go anywhere, there's a Subway.
Yeah, I guess you're right. They've got 'em
Anywhere.
inside,
They're so
gas stations
easy.
and stuff.
It's not like a Chick-fil-A, right? Like you go, there are towns that just don't have Chick-fil-A's. I would bet almost every town has a Subway sandwich shop.
And if you're putting too much mayonnaise on mine, I'm giving you a tip. If I don't have to ask for it.
Here's the deal. You can tell them to stop anytime because
Yeah.
you're sitting there watching them make your sandwich. You see how much of everything that...
Good morning. It's the Big Mad Morning Show, 918-460-KMOD. You can also text BMMS and then what you want to say to 82945. Good morning, Lindsay.
Good morning, Corbin. At 9 o'clock this morning, be listening for our nationwide keyword. It could win you $1,000 when you rock the bank. You'll have 8 more chances to win $1,000 when you hear it. Enter that word online at KMOD.com. Good luck.
Good morning, Gimpy.
Well, good morning, Corbin. We want to toast our troops. If you're a veteran, we want to get you hooked up with a case of Shinerbach and dinner for 2 at Mondo's Italian Restaurant in the heart of Brookside. All you got to do is hit up the contest page at the website that rocks, KMOD.com, and sign up there. And if you're not a vet, but you know a vet, and you're like, hey, this vet in my life could use this, you can sign them up there right there as well.
Lindsay, 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 Lindsay. Lindsay, Lindsey, Lindsay. Can you feel that?
First of all, I got to say, I stayed up way past my bedtime last night, but for good reason. I went to the Tulsa PAC and saw Tina Turner, the musical, and it was simply the best, pun intended. So good, so fantastic. If you're a Tina Turner fan, and if there's any guys listening that maybe messed up Mother's Day and didn't get their wife or mom something that she absolutely wanted, and if she's a Tina Turner fan, get tickets.
Away.
Oh my God, it was so good. We wanted to stand up and dance the entire time. This actress that played Tina Turner, holy S, did she sound like Tina Turner. You know her voice is unforgettable, unmatchable. And she was phenomenal. It was almost a 3-hour show, and it flew by. The music, the acting, the wardrobes. Everything was just perfect. One of the best shows I have ever seen. And I love me some Broadway shows. So good. So good. And at the end of it, they knew people wanted to be on their feet. So they even put up a little performance. Like they did Proud Mary at the end so people could actually stand up and dance. Good Lord, it was so good. Anyway, I highly, highly recommend going to see that while it runs this month at the Tulsa PAC. Super good. Anyway.
Did you do all that because you got free tickets?
Oh, well, I did get them, but I just say go see it if you're a fan. So good. I found this study that ranked the most misunderstood sayings from around the USA, and I thought it would be fun to see if any of you, the two of you, knew these sayings, if you could guess what they meant. I knew this one word from South Dakota only because I lived there, and the word is taverns. Do you know what taverns are or what it would mean?
Like as in a bar?
That's what I was thinking.
Your first thought. Taverns would be a bar. No, actually, it is a type of sandwich. Can you guess what kind of a sandwich it would be?
A tuna and avocado.
Ooh, a BLT.
No, it's similar to a sloppy Joe. But I will tell you, I've had one, and a sloppy Joe is way better. A tavern is actually more dry without, like, the sauce, that tomato-y based sauce that a sloppy Joe has.
We always call those crumble burgers.
Oh. See.
Or made rights.
Oh. They do theirs with onion, which is fine. Pickles. I usually put pickles on my BLT.
BLT?
I mean, my sloppy Joe. But they put more of a mustard base on there.
Yeah, it sounds like a made right.
Yeah. Oh, okay. How about right out straight? They use this term in Maine. Right out straight.
Right out straight. I have no idea.
It's something that you should be able to see, but you can't.
No. People who aren't from Maine thought it meant you're telling the truth, but really it means you're just busy. As in, can't come over now, I'm right out straight.
Okay.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Carry. The word carry, used in Mississippi.
Carry.
Carry.
Like I-E or Y?
Y. C-A-R-R-Y.
Yeah, the only thing I think of is like carry this bag in there for me, and I'm pretty sure that's not it.
Can you use it in a sentence? Is that something we can do?
Sure. I'll carry you there.
I'll give you a ride.
Give you a ride. Yes. Most people thought it meant to carry a gun, like open carry. Grill in New York.
Oh, that's when you ask a million questions.
Give a hard time.
In New York, it actually means to stare at someone rudely. Gnarly in California.
Oh, that means that's something that's pretty bad as in bad
Crazy.
being good. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, something is cool. And surfers still use it to describe the big waves.
Do they?
Apparently. Dirty Bird in Kentucky. Dirty Bird.
Dirty bird. That means you're a little pervert. You
Little
dirty
vixen, little
bird.
naughty.
Yeah.
Actually, it's not an insult.
I didn't say it was.
It's slang for KFC. Didn't know. Grinds in Hawaii.
Spell that out.
Grinds.
Grind.
Grinds.
Grinds. That's what I thought you said, but I wasn't sure if the D was there or not. I don't know. When you fall down surfing, skateboarding.
Fresh coffee.
Close. We're going to go out to KFC for some grinds. Means food
Okay.
or a meal out.
Okay.
Borrow pit in Montana.
Borrow
They
pit.
use the term borrow pit.
The part of the garage where all the crap is.
Thinking borrows is like mispronounced and is like burrows. It's like a donkey pit. A
Okay.
pit of donkeys. Which sounds awesome, by the way.
It's a ditch alongside the road.
Okay, like a bar ditch or something.
Yeah.
Okay.
In Missouri, the phrase put out. What do you suppose put out means?
That's what your sister's supposed to do on Saturday nights.
Like your individual sister or somebody else's sister?
Well, it's Missouri, so we're going to say your sister.
Okay. That's mean when you've been troubled.
People thought it was a sex term, which it is, but it also means you're angry. How about Blucifer in Colorado?
Blucifer?
Blucifer.
Cold.
Okay.
It's not bad.
Yeah, I like that.
Most people thought it was a blue devil of some kind. It's actually the nickname of a blue Mustang sculpture outside the Denver airport.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. How about in Florida, the meaning of jiffy feet? Jiffy feet.
Well, jiffy is like it's a meaning of, it's an amount of time. All right.
Uh-huh.
Which is like faster than a second, like half a second, nanosecond, something like that. 1/10 of a second.
And what state?
Florida.
Florida, jiffy feet. Somebody who walks around barefooted all day and they got the dirty black foot.
Someone who doesn't move fast.
Gimpy, you got it. Dirty feet from not wearing shoes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How do you get to Jiffy?
I don't know. I just pulled it out of my ass, to be honest.
Right, because
with you.
he went from being really fast to being real dirty.
Yeah.
Right, but how does the term get to Jiffy? How does that, do you have the origin or how they came about those words?
Nope.
Okay.
In Kansas, concrete.
Isn't that like a type of ice cream they serve at the Dairy Queen?
You got it. After dinner, you use the term concrete. Means we're having ice cream.
It's custard usually mixed with something that they put it upside down to show that it's
Yeah.
mixed really well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Never had one. I've
It is.
never had one, to be honest with you.
Yeah, there's I'm forgetting the name of it right now, but there's a place where you go and they Andy's they shoot like caramel into the middle of it.
Okay.
Or hot fudge.
Okay.
Or some sort of other ingredient.
Okay. That sounds delicious.
So good.
Okay.
If I see you in the street, Andy's custard, you're getting a beating. So good. How dare you? If you could see me, you'd see me like flinching at you. Like, Andy's custard. Sons of bitches.
How about
I'm
in
looking for you.
Arizona, a haboob?
A boob?
A haboob. 33% of people think it's an insult. Like, don't be such a haboob.
Funny looking boobs?
Nope. It's actually a big sandstorm in Arizona.
Yeah, you gotta watch out for the haboobs.
Yes. And in West Virginia, a polecat. What do you think a polecat is?
Well, I mean, an actual polecat is related to a ferret, a weasel of sorts. If you didn't know that, wild ones. So, but that's probably not what this means. Catfish.
I'm going to say a squirrel.
Close. Polecat is another word for a skunk in West Virginia. And 25% of Americans thought it meant pole dancer. Yeah. So if you knew all of these, congrats. You probably moved around a lot as a kid. But hopefully it's helped if you've ever felt you were the only fluent in English, sarcasm, and movie quotes like me. There you go.
Lindsay, 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 Lindsey, Lindsay. 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 Lindsey. Lindsay. Do you feel that?
Let's rock. More of the Big Mad Morning Show is next.
I stayed with someone who cheated on me 9 times.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Are you
But
blind? Are you blind?
Well, I lived 7.5 hours away from my family at the time, so I was kind of forced just to stick around because I was in a state I didn't know. I wasn't from that state, so I stuck around and rode out the roller coaster.
What was her excuse on the 7th time?
His excuse was I was away from the house for 2 weeks on walk, and he got lonely.
So this is your boyfriend?
Yeah, it was my ex.
Yeah.
But when he said that, I was like, yeah, I'm done. I took the call around midnight when he was drunk, took the call, and I left and never looked back.
Had to rip that Band-Aid, huh?
I just left. I was done.
Wait, that was the 7th time.
Yeah. And then
You
took the
came
call
back.
Took the call back because I was like, oh, maybe you changed. And the 9th time was finally the draw.
For him I'm just being really honest. Him cheating 9 times, do you blame him or yourself?
I blame myself for being blinded by love.
But it wasn't.
Stupidity.
No, it wasn't, though.
No. It was not my fault, but I mean, I kept going back.
No, it's your fault. It wasn't love.
It was my own stupidity, trying to think I can change someone.
Right. Hope. Well, it was hope. You were hoping. You were hoping he'd love you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right on, man. Brandon, have a great day, man.
You too.
All right, see you later.
These texts are good.
Scott is on. Hey, Scott, how are you?
Good. How are you?
Good, buddy. What do you think?
You know, let's be real. I love some of the comments, and you guys especially, but let's be real. You're not going to be able to give her a hall pass because we as men are never going to forget that. We're never going to stop dwelling on it. And, you know, we're going to be the demise of that at that point. I think there's only one way to really do it. Either walk away because you can't tell me guilt took over after. You were enjoying it then. You went out for that purpose to go meet somebody. So either open this up to an open relationship, ask her, hey, do you want an open relationship, or walk away now, brother, because you lost it.
Let me ask you, Scott, what would be an argument they would have had that would have not justified him cheating, but going out and being completely reckless? Like, what's something?
Well, she would have had to cheat. I mean, the only way I'm ever going to cheat is she walks to me and says she just cheated. I'm walking out. I'm going to get me some, and I'm done with this relationship.
But then, I mean, you're not
let's
really
be real
cheating
as
at
a
that
man.
point, are you, Scott? You're
Well,
Mm-hmm.
you know, until that divorce, I get it. But there's no hall pass or dinner or vacation. I agree with her vacation. I mean, She's not going to forget that. I don't care if 5 years down the road, that's going to be in every argument you have.
Mm-hmm.
So you might as well either walk away or open this thing up and let's become swingers.
Just walk up to her
let's
with a
be
pineapple
real.
in hand.
Right on, man.
Upside down it, baby.
All right, Scott, have a great day, friend.
You too, guys.
All right, see you later.
Got a great idea to fix the situation.
I'm
Fruit.
I hear that, like, well, if she cheats, I'm going out right and cheating, and cheating right away. It's going to be like the movie Hall Pass. I'm going to Applebee's and having wings and going to bed at 9. Like,
Yeah.
Right, because that's our routine now.
No,
That's where we're at.
no, I'm don't have the game. Like, what are you talking about? It's not like I'm turning down women every time I go out the door.
You go to the bar, you wait till about, 1:45-ish.
Oh,
You find the biggest woman with the least amount of teeth in her face, and you say, you're coming with me.
I got to be honest. If I'm cheating as revenge, it ain't just going to be on crumbs. Listener email, I'm about to get divorced from my wife of 10 years
Homeless
because
people eat out of garbage cans, Corbin.
I made a
You
stupid
better
mistake
get users.
and had a one-night stand. We got in an argument. I left, went to the bar, and slept with some woman. Almost immediately, the guilt took over me. She's told me it's over. But I have to try. What can I do to get her or to give our marriage a second chance? Lindsay.
Okay, so he already did the most awful thing he could have done, and that was cheat. But he was honest. So he's got that going for him at least. And if he wants to work things out, he's going to have to take the blame and take whatever is coming to him. If she is pissed, let her be pissed and just take it. Take the anger and just wait it out and see what she wants to do. The ball is absolutely 100% in her court. So whatever she wants, she gets at this point. If you want to stay in this marriage. If she wants to go through therapy, then you guys are going to go to counseling together. If she wants just you to go to counseling, then you're going to have to go to counseling because the ball is absolutely 100% in her court.
Gimpy.
Yeah, man, there's really nothing you can do, honestly. Just sit back and take your lumps as they are, all right? If she wants it to work, she'll figure it out. She's going to be mad AF for a long time, and you're going to have to deal with it. You're going to have to deal with being boring. There's not going to be any time going out with the boys or going out doing what else, And if you can't handle that, then you need to walk away. You need to realize, well, I effed this one up. I'm just going to go ahead and take my ball, and I'm going to go home, and then I'll come back and play the game another day. You know what I'm saying? It's just there's nothing really you can do. Just let time pass it on by. That's it.
I'm sorry. I have no gimmick for you that will work. You tell her you want it to work. You made a giant mistake, and you're willing to work through it. She doesn't hear that. You got your answer. It's pretty black and white, man.
Yeah.
You have to eat your S sandwich. And when you go on and date in the future and be asked what happened with your marriage, you got to be honest. You S'd the bed royally. And so either you tell her what you want and hope she appeases you, but why beg someone to be with you? The Huffington Post has a list of the rudest things to avoid when you're visiting someone's home, like things you shouldn't do, right?
Oh, okay.
Touching or moving things.
Well, yeah.
Oh, so like I'm guilty of this though. Like if a picture
I'm shocked.
If a picture is crooked hanging on the wall, I'll straighten it.
Why?
No.
Why? It's not yours.
Exactly.
Because I'm sure that it wasn't supposed to be crooked.
You don't know that. Some people like things off kilter like that.
I'll even mention it. I'm gonna fix that.
Oh, that's rude. That's like, like the cliche of like a mom coming in like, your pictures aren't straight.
Oh, Jesus Christ, Ma.
Another one. Expecting a tour.
Oh yeah.
You don't walk in and be like, give me a tour.
No, I don't.
I totally do. I love snooping around.
Because I don't want someone to do that to me. Because what if your bedrooms aren't clean or the bathroom's not clean?
Then they'll let you know.
Yeah.
Furthermore, Susan, they shouldn't be having company over if that's the case. Bedroom, maybe. Right? Bathrooms, though, clean that S up if you're having company come over.
Another one. Overstaying your welcome.
Right.
How long? What's the good amount of time to stay at someone's house?
Depends on what the activity is.
Yeah,
Let's say dinner.
Oh, okay.
couple hours.
2 hours after dinner. After 2 hours.
So you sober at 6, 8, get out.
Because now it's time for the family to wind down.
Yeah.
And start doing their own nightly routine.
And I think it depends on who it is too. Like you always know, I think, depending on which friend it is.
Snooping.
Oof.
Yeah.
Going opening the cabinet
Yeah, you
to
don't
look
do
through the
that.
medicine cabinet. You feel like you give the vibe that you do that.
No, I don't do that.
Okay, it's not an insult. I'm just saying
Yeah.
it gives a vibe.
Why? What gives
Because you're
you that
nosy.
vibe?
You're very nosy.
What makes me nosy?
Well, you'll walk into a room when a conversation's happening going, wait, what are we talking about?
Oh.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
You love knowing other people's gossip?
Yeah. I'll watch those gossip shows.
No, I'm talking
they're
like
there
personal
for.
gossip. I'm not talking about TV shows.
Yeah, if we're here, I don't want to miss out on anything, for sure.
Yeah, that's nosy.
Yeah.
Bringing an uninvited +1.
Yeah. Because now you're forcing the other people to, like, entertain somebody they don't know. It just makes
Right,
everything.
or don't
Yeah.
like.
Exactly. And it's not your place to be inviting somebody else over.
Feeding their dog.
Huh? Oh, like table scraps or something?
I think that's what they mean,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
yeah.
I can't imagine you'd be like, where's your chow chow so I can put it in the bowl? Yeah, some people do that. Some people think that because they feed their dogs table scraps or popcorn or whatever,
Yeah.
that they can do that with your dog.
That's good that your dog's stomach is adapted to that, but now you're going to make your friend's dog crap all over their house because it's not used to that.
Showing up empty-handed.
I don't think that's that bad. I mean, do I have to bring potato salad every time I come over?
No?
Exactly.
No, I always take something.
Yeah. I always take a bottle of wine.
Okay.
Always, always.
All right. I usually got my medicine on me, so that just works out perfectly.
Yeah, but that's not extra, right? Like you said, it's like offering him a cigarette.
Right. I don't have to share with you, though. That's the thing. I don't have to.
Yes, but you're not going out of your way is the point, right?
Listen, I'm the guy that goes to Walmart and gets the cookies for the potluck that we're having here at work, okay? Do you expect more from me?
Yeah, I think if you go to someone's house and they're making, like, let's just say dinner still, you got to take something.
Yeah.
I did. I brought
Even
my
a
appetite.
dessert.
And then what you want to say to 82945. Let's play a game. On the line, tickets to see Bert Kreischer at the BOK Center on Friday. Tickets available at BOKCenter.com. We're going to play Pick the Flick. Current record is...
Well, looks like I'm leading with 7. You have 5. Lindsay has 4.
Last week's winner was...
That would be me.
So Corbin and Lindsay at 918-460-KMOD. 918-460-KMOD. Call up, decide who's going to be your clue giver. Whoever gets the most right, getting those tickets to see the machine on Friday over at the BOK Center. Good morning. You're on the air. What is your name?
Crystal Tiger.
Crystal, is that what you said?
Yes, Crystal.
Crystal, who do you want to give clues, Lindsay or Corbin?
Let's go, Lindsay.
Crystal, 60 seconds are on the clock. Timer starts after the first clue. Are you ready?
Yes.
Here we go.
Say his name 3 times.
Beetlejuice.
Yes. This is a golf movie.
Happy Gilmore.
No, older than that.
Tin Cup.
No, no. With the little groundhog in it. I think.
Groundhog Day.
No, no.
Caddyshack.
Yes,
Caddyshack.
yes. I see dead people.
Signs.
No, the little boy says it to Bruce Willis.
That's Signs. Oh no.
Nope. It's not 5. The number after 5.
Sixth Sense.
Yes. The opposite of down.
Up.
Yes. The 2 guys in prison. 2 guys in prison. We talk about this film all the time on this show.
Let's go to prison. Shawshank Redemption.
Yes.
Time. I'm so annoyed. I'm so annoyed.
Real.
5 is the number you got, Crystal. Might be good enough for the win. Hang on the line, okay?
All right. Thank you.
Good job, girl.
Good morning. You're on the air. What is your name?
Brian.
Brian, how are you today, buddy?
Good. How you doing?
Good. We need to beat 5 to win these tickets to see the Burt Kreischer Show over at the BOK Center on Friday, okay?
Okay.
All right, here we go. This is a double pointer. It's a scary movie about a mythical creature who's super tall, who shows up in dreams. It's another name for somebody who's skinny.
Slender Man.
Correct. Billy Crystal and Meg Ryan. She orders a salad, has an orgasm.
Haven't seen this one.
It's a very famous movie. Do you know to get you to say one of the names, do you know the movie Blank and the Hendersons about a Sasquatch?
Harry Met Sally.
Correct. Yes, sir. Vince Vaughn, John Favreau. You're so money, baby. You're so money. You don't even know it. You got these giant claws, man. And you're just patting the bunny around. You're just patting the bunny. But you got these giant claws, man. You're so money.
I don't know. I don't think
it's a type of dancing music where people get thrown around. It's also a name for a group of people who have sex with other partners.
Swingers.
Correct. This is Seth Rogen, and they live next to a fraternity.
Neighbors.
Correct. Tie. So what's going to happen here is you and I will have 15 seconds to get as many right as we can, and then Lindsay and her person will come on, and they will also get the same amount of time to try and get as many right. If we have another tie, it's another push, and nobody wins anything. All right, buddy?
Okay.
All right, here we go. This is the first of a bunch of movies that have to do with drifting.
This is The Fast and the Furious.
Yes. This is a movie with Leonardo DiCaprio about putting dreams in your head.
Inception.
Correct. About the Harding ice skating girl double pointer who gets hit in the knee.
I don't know the name.
Time. 2
Dang.
is what we got. Now, that might be good enough, Brian. Hang on the line.
All right.
All right, Crystal, we have a tie, so you need to get at least 2 or more. Well, you need to get more than 2 to win. And if it's a tie, nobody gets anything, okay?
Okay.
Here we go.
Okay. This is the book turned into a film, Stephen King book and movie. Kids find a dead body by the train tracks.
Stand By Me.
Yes. This was a comic book turned a movie. When you are using your foot to use this in someone's butt.
Kick-Ass.
Yes.
Oh, damn.
That's a tie. Nobody wins anything. I'm so sorry, Crystal. Thanks for playing.
No problem.
See you later. Brian, I'm sorry we had another tie, so nobody wins anything.
All right. Appreciate it.
All right, buddy. I'm so sorry, man.
I think it's one of the tightest pick the flick games we've had in a while. I don't think it's ever gotten tied and then tied again.
We've also never had
what
somebody
she said.
argue with a clue giver going, no, that's the movie.
Right. No, man, that's fine.
Yeah, you got all yours right at the very end.
Yeah. Same. Oh, this one. Oh, yes. Double pointer. Nancy Kerrigan gets hit in the knee. And what is her name that played this person?
Margot Robbie.
Margot Robbie, yes. And she did it so well.
Probably the least attractive I've ever seen Margot Robbie.
Definitely.
I don't know. For her day, Tanya Harding,
She was
a 9 for her day.
Yeah. I think the violence is what made her a 9. She's like a 7, right? But the violence made her a 9. But yeah, now she don't look good at Tanya Harding at all.
All right, the record now.
Well, that keeps me in the lead with 7, keeps you with 5, keeps Lindsay with 4.
Take a break and we'll be back.
More of the Big Man Morning Show.
Very loud noise. It's not like a beautiful chirping or anything. It's a very loud noise. Mm-hmm. It's the shoebill stork. You see it?
Yeah.
Okay, so what is your pick going to be?
Probably a What's the one? What are the We call him. My husband calls it a Harry Truman, and that's not what its real name. We see
Dropping bombs?
Huh?
Is it just dropping bombs everywhere it
No,
flies?
it's the. Now I can't even think of the real name of it. You see him a blue herring. Is that what it is?
Blue herring.
What? Isn't that a fish?
See him all the time on the.
So it's the ones you see in the ponds, and they got the long
Yes.
legs and stuff
Yes.
like that. Yeah.
Piranha.
The heron, yes.
Great blue heron.
Yes.
Okay.
Just out of curiosity.
Gimpy?
Can I say big?
Huh?
Big?
Bird.
Big bird. Okay.
Oh.
If we're going like a legit bird,
Yeah.
I'm going to go with the flamingo.
Yeah, that's where I was going.
Yeah.
Yeah. I want to see if it tastes like shrimp.
Yeah. Flamingo or
That's
roadrunner.
true.
One of the two.
Yeah, why not? That sounds fine. Penguin. I'm down for some penguin.
Oh, yeah. Some fricasseed penguin.
Yeah, you don't have to worry about it getting. I mean, it's cold. It's right there on the ice.
Right.
Who doesn't? Some good penguin. Yum. I'm going to name some dishes. You give me a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being awesome,
Okay.
and 0 being pass.
Okay.
Okay? Lindsay, you're in on this too.
Okay.
10 being
Let's
awesome,
start.
0
Let's
being
start
nothing.
basic,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
Spaghetti. Lindsay.
Oh, 10.
Okay. Gimpy.
3.
Okay. Fettuccine Alfredo. You can
10.
You can say 10.
Could I say 11?
Gimpy?
Oh,
What kind? Is it seafood or is it chicken?
This is just the cheese. This is
Just
no
the
chicken.
sauce
No. Yeah.
and noodles?
Yeah.
0.
Okay. Manicotti. So manicotti, for those who don't know, it's a ricotta. Mostly the time, it's a ricotta-based filled noodle.
Big ol' honking noodle, too.
it's a 6 for me.
Okay.
That's a 0 for me, dog.
Okay. Stuffed shells.
6.
Okay. Gimpy.
2. 2, if that. I'm struggling for a 2, bro.
Okay. That's fine.
Yeah.
Lasagna.
3.
Wow. Gimpy.
Who's making it?
Whoever your favorites is.
It's even my ma's lasagna. That would rank like a 2 or 3 for me, and that's because it's mom's. So lasagna, just in general,
Yeah.
that's a 1.
Chicken Parmesan. Chicken Parmigiana.
9.
Never had it.
What?
Crazy.
It feels crazy.
Yeah. So that's going to be a 0 for me, dog.
Oh my God, dude. Chicken. Oh my gosh.
Is it the eggplant and the?
Nope.
That one's good too.
That's different.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know.
All right. Chicken piccata. Chicken piccata is the lemon chicken. I know. It's lemon.
Yeah, 7.
That's 0.
Oh my God.
Like we went to that fancy Italian place for the boss. What was that, last week? His lunch or whatever. And I'm looking at the menu. I was like,
Mondo's, great Italian restaurant.
Mondo's. I respect them and what they do. It's just Italian is not for me. I'm like, I don't know what to get. Everything on the menu had either mushrooms or lemon on it. And I was just like, what's this stuff with the shrimp? Sounds good. I'll eat the shrimp over the noodles, which is exactly what I did.
I mean, I wanted to see. All right, so let's just go with a couple things here because I'm trying to find fried mozzarella.
I mean, that's just deep
10.
fried cheese. But even then, I want to give it like a 4.
Calamari.
10.
Calamari. I'll go ahead and give that like maybe a 6 or something because I've had calamari at other places that's not Italian food.
Bruschetta or bruschetta.
10.
Was that the fancy bread?
It's most of the time it's toasted little pieces of bread with tomatoes and olive oil and balsamic and basil and
Yes,
stuff.
the extremely stale bread that you chip a tooth on every time you eat it. That's a 0.
Let's see. Let's get it. Spaghetti and meatball ravioli.
Lindsay?
6.
Only if it's Chef Boyardee. Which actually his name was Chef Boyardee, but we had to Americanize it by saying
Give me your rating, Mr. Wikipedia.
1,
Tortellini.
4.
2.
Peppers and onions.
That's it. Like no sausage to put them on,
It's
or
sausage,
anything?
peppers, and onions. It's typically
Like a
4.
bun, you know. I mean, I guess with the sausage, peppers, and onions, I give it like a 3, 4, maybe even.
Fettuccine carbonara.
What's the carbonara part?
Bacon.
Oh.
That's a 5.
What?
1.
Eggplant parmigiana.
Yeah, that's 8.
That's a big 0 for me, homie.
Meatball sub.
Oh, God.
5.
This is getting worse and worse the further we go down. 0, man. That stuff is too messy. It doesn't eat well. You have to have a fork to eat a sandwich. I think that's retarded.
Oh, I liked it. Gnocchi.
What? Huh? Oh, okay. I've had that come in like a HelloFresh or something like that once. And I was like, what is this? What is this garbage?
Oh, you didn't enjoy it?
Lindsay.
5.
0.
Oh, my gosh.
I know it sounds crazy, but like when it comes to like the Big Ten of restaurants and foods and stuff, Italian's at the bottom of that list for me, man.
Somebody texted in and said, you think Zio's is delicious? You got to try Luigi's and Skytook. So authentic. I think it's run by the actual Italian mob. I've had Luigi's and Skytook. It's fine.
Mm-hmm.
It's fine. I like, it's not like I go to Zio's and I order one of everything.
Right.
Right? I worked there after college, and their 5-cheese pasta, adding chicken to it, was so good.
Yeah.
Their spinach artichoke dip, which isn't Italian, whatever, but it was so good.
Mm-hmm. I just like the brown paper on the tables that give you crayons.
The cannoli, yeah, I know how to write my name upside down. Cannoli, with the Alfredo and the chicken stuff, so good there.
Okay, I'll give you that. I'll give you the Italian dish, the cannoli. That's delicious just because it's cheese and powdered sugar.
No. That's the dessert.
I know.
Yeah, I'm talking about.
That's the only Italian food that I really like is a good old cannoli.
We haven't gotten to the real one.
Uh-huh.
Pizza.
I've said it before, and you all thought I was crazy.
1 to 10.
1 to 10, a pizza. That's going to be a 3 for me. So low on the scale, man.
Lindsay.
10.
Yeah.
Always.
Pretty much all those except peppers and onions that we've mentioned are about anywhere between an 8 and a 10 for me.
Really?
See, I love peppers and onions. I don't love the heartburn, but man, it's almost worth the heartburn for me.
A good bolognese pasta.
Well, Italian food. They are the Beatles for me.
A nice short
food.
short rib braised ragu.
Ragu, the sauce in a jar.
So it's just no. So good. I'm telling you, man, Italian food.
Mm-hmm.
Man who killed Kevin Bacon charged with first-degree murder.
You mean 5th degree?
6th degree?
6th degree?
Yeah. So this happened in Michigan. A judge has decided that Mark Latunsky will face a charge of first-degree murder after a degree hearing. The murder degree hearing for Mark Latunsky continued for a second day. This happened last Wednesday. He admitted to killing and mutilating Kevin Bacon, who is 25 years old. In court, he accepted a plea into open murder. The hearing was for the judge to determine if Mark will be sentenced for a charge of first-degree or second-degree murder, and the judge decided on the former. Back in 2019, Kevin Bacon, his body was found in Latunsky's home. He and Kevin Bacon met on a dating app, according to investigators. Kevin's body was hung upside down with a slit throat, according to police. Investigators also say that the man's testicles were removed and eaten.
This is a thing. How many stories have we read about castrations?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. At least a small handful that I can think of. I didn't even mean to do that.
I know you didn't. I could tell just by the way you delivered it. Yeah. It feels like we've read, it happened here in Oklahoma.
Yeah. Some guy come down and meet two other guys, and they end up cutting his balls off or something like that.
Yeah.
Is it for fun, or are they, trying to prove...
Bmms, and then what you want to say to 82945. Let's see what Gimpy has in his 4x4.
Well, Globin, it says here that TikTok users are suing the U.S. government. A group of TikTok content creators from 8 states are suing the U.S. government over its efforts to ban the popular app. A law signed by JB last month calls for TikTok's China-based parent company ByteDance to sell the app or have it banned in the U.S. In the lawsuit, the creators call the law unconstitutionally overbroad and argue it violates the First Amendment rights of users. And more We Want to Sue news. Red states sue the EEOC over trans rights. 8 states are trying to block a federal agency from expanding legal protections for transgender workers. Republican-led states filed a lawsuit Monday, that would block new protections by the Equal Employment Opportunity Commission, saying the agency overstepped when it issued legal guidance. The new guidance says employers who call workers by the wrong pronouns could face claims of workplace harassment. There are scientists experimenting to see what murder would look like in space. A team of...
Got it.
All right.
We need volunteers.
I'm out. A team of forensic scientists is preparing for the possibility of a murder in outer space. They conducted an experiment to see how blood splatters in zero gravity. A team of forensic scientists were aboard the Vomit Comet, a modified Boeing 727 designed to simulate the zero gravity. To conduct the research, the scientists used a hydraulic syringe to shoot fake blood droplets at paper pieces while floating inside the aircraft.
So, I totally think that there's a giant possibility we send people to another planet or for whatever,
moon or
someone's
whatever.
going to get murdered, right? It's just because conflict happens.
Yeah.
It feels like how we will solve that is a little premature.
A little bit. We have to have the murder first.
I mean, I think it's worth noting, so I guess you're ready, but maybe there's some other things you can work on.
Right. Like which planet are we going to go to?
Like cancer.
Moons?
Let's go with cancer.
Yeah, sure. Cancer's never going to... They've had a cure for cancer for centuries, but whatever. Can't make any money off of it. Lastly here, Hominy is under a boil order due to E. coli in the drinking water. The city said that the Oklahoma Department of Environmental Quality was in town yesterday and evaluated some of the work that the city had been doing, which includes pushing chlorine through the lines to disinfect the system. Water will continue to be distributed at the fire department, according to the city. Contaminated water should be brought to a full rolling boil for at least 1 minute before drinking it or using it for food preparation, dishwashing, or brushing your teeth. People can also use bottled water or water from another acceptable source for consumption. Duty.
Right. At first, when he said hominy, I thought of hominy as in the food. Like, don't you boil it anyways before you eat it?
Delicious bloated corn.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Minnesota Timberwolves center Rudy Gobert has been hit with a fine again. He will have to pay $75,000 for making a money sign gesture at referees in Game 4 of the team's second-round playoff series against the Denver Nuggets. Gobert was given a $100,000 fine earlier this season for a similar gesture he directed at official Scott Foster. The big man is averaging 7.7 points per game, 10.3 rebounds per game, and 1.3 blocks per game in the series. The Nevada Supreme Court sided with the NFL against former Las Vegas Raiders coach John Gruden. A 3-judge panel ruled that Gruden was subject to arbitration even as a former employee and therefore ineligible to sue the league over his 2021 termination. Gruden's lawsuit accuses the NFL and Commissioner Roger Goodell of leaking personal emails in an attempt to harm the longtime coach's reputation. His lawyer said that Gruden will be seeking a hearing before all 7 justices of the Nevada Supreme Court.
He absolutely should pursue that to the nth degree.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if he was treated unfairly or not, but when you make that much money, it is worth pursuing to get all your money.
Yeah.
Definitely. He's not doing anything else, right?
No, he's doing other things.
Oh, okay.
I don't think he's sitting around. He's not like living at his mom's.
Right. Not a total loser. The entire 2024 NFL regular season schedule releases Wednesday night. Tonight, football fans have already been given a sneak peek into some of the matchups that are going to highlight the early part of the season. Week 1 begins Thursday, September 5th, with the back-to-back defending Super Bowl champions, Kansas City Chiefs, hosting the Baltimore Ravens in a rematch of the AFC Championship game. Tom Brady makes his broadcasting debut in Cleveland when the Browns host the Dallas Cowboys in Week 1. The first week of the season wraps up with the return of Aaron Rodgers and the New York Jets visiting the San Francisco 49ers on Monday Night Football. I will watch that Browns and Dallas Cowboys in Week 1 just to see
100%.
Tom Brady.
100%. And they released the foreign games, too, this morning.
Oh, yeah?
For the NFL. Packers and Eagles, they had already announced that one are going to play in Brazil on September 6th. In London, the games are Jets-Vikings on October 6th, Jaguars-Bears on October 13th, and Patriots-Jaguars on October 20th. And then the Germany game, which is November 10th, will be the Giants and the Panthers.
Cool.
Okay.
The WNBA's 28th season started Tuesday with 4 games being played. Number 1 draft pick and former Iowa superstar Caitlin Clark made her debut for the Indiana Fever in the team's 92-71 loss to the Connecticut Sun. She had 20 points, but turned the ball over 10 times. Triple-double machine Alyssa Thomas had 13 points, 10 rebounds, and 13 assists to lead the Sun. A'ja Wilson and the defending champion Las Vegas Aces, who received their championship rings before the game, beat the Phoenix Mercury 89-80. Wilson had 30 points and 13 rebounds. The New York Liberty came back to beat the Washington Mystics 85-80, while the Minnesota Lynx beat the Seattle Storm 83-70.
I think that there is definitely a buzz. Caitlin Clark's bringing some attention in a way. With that being said, I don't care.
Yeah, still.
Until I start seeing highlights that make me want to watch. I have the same attitude towards the USFL, right? Until I see highlights that make me want to watch or care.
Right.
And now they're expanding the franchise, getting another WNBA team.
Okay.
Yeah.
That nobody's going to watch?
I didn't even know there was a team in Connecticut until you gave that update.
Yeah. Some more tea. Rory McIlroy.
This is some tea.
It is big time tea. He has filed for divorce from his wife, Erica Stoll, ahead of this week's PGA Championship. The star has filed divorce documents in Florida. He did this on Monday, 7 years after they got married. McIlroy, 35, shares 3-year-old daughter, Poppy, with his beautiful soon-to-be ex-wife. They met when she was working at the PGA Transport as an official there 2 years prior at the Ryder Cup. And he had broken off an engagement when they met.
Yeah. They apparently had been having problems for a minute.
Yeah. Yeah. Their daughter's 3. It's that 7-year, is it called the 7-year itch?
I mean, I think some people call that, but if they have been having problems for a while, it wouldn't be the 7-year itch. Yeah, right. Sounds like they had to try to. They had a fix me baby and didn't work.
Because that always fixes
possibly.
things.
Yeah. His camp confirmed Monday to the Irish Independent a divorce has been filed, and they stressed Rory's desire to ensure this difficult time is as respectful and amicable as possible.
He had a prenup.
The news of his divorce comes days before the opening round of the PGA Championship, which begins tomorrow at Valhalla Golf Club in Louisville, Kentucky.
She's all right.
Yeah, she's beautiful.
She's all right.
Yeah, she's
all right.
a hottie.
She's in the upper levels for sure.
What would you give her on a scale of 1 to 10?
I give her a high 8, low 9.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, that's why I said she's in the upper levels. You know,
It just felt very nonchalant. You're like, yeah, she's fine.
Yeah. I mean, she's not a bahugawub, that's for damn sure.
She's a 10 all day, I think.
Ooh, she's not a 10.
No.
To me, when you have a scale of like a 1 to 10, 10 has to be reserved for like the top 0.1%.
Yeah.
You can't just hand out 10s.
Yeah.
For him, he's definitely. I don't think he's a 10.
That doesn't matter.
So he makes her look like a 10 for sure.
I don't know.
No,
I'm
that
seeing
doesn't
her in this
matter.
Bikini. She ain't got much, so.
I'm judging her just as an individual, not because she's attached to him. She's a high 8, maybe a 9, but 10, no way, no way. Who is the absolute most beautiful woman you can think of for the scale?
Jennifer Lopez or Selma Hayek.
So she's that beautiful,
Holy, Selma Hayek, huh?
Yeah.
Well, she's got great knockers.
right? So she's that beautiful, right? Is that what you're saying?
For a blonde, yes.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. She's got a great smile, great height. Like she.
Good personality, 100%.
Well, I don't know about that.
Right.
Yeah, she's definitely a trophy wife. To look at her, that's your Balls to the Wall Sports. I'm Lindsay at 97.5 KMOD.
Balls to the Wall Sports is powered by the award-winning service of Groundworks Tulsa. More of the Big Man
Ladies.
The Satisfier Penguin. Oh, hey, look at that. A little bow tie and everything.
The Nerd Climax Dragon Finger.
Wow.
This is a sex toy that goes on your finger, and it is the shape or has the look of a like a dragon's claw. Hey, listen, lid for every pot, whatever you got.
What?
When we were in school, we had a thing. There were like these rubber balls with handles, and you would jump on them, right? And you would have races with them.
Yeah, absolutely.
This is that, except it is for the ladies.
That's so weird.
It's a Swiss ball dildo. This is Gimpy has shown me the one he has before, which I ran, and this is the accommodator.
The accommodator.
You know,
huh?
if you're familiar with that chin strap.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, you do. And then probably the mildest one on this list would be the Clone a Willy dildo kit.
Oh, yeah, I've seen those before.
Pretty mild.
Yeah. Thought about using it, you know.
I don't know how it would work.
What do you mean?
So have you ever seen like in Hobby Lobby they have those plaster Paris where you make the plaster Paris of like you holding your baby's
absolutely.
hand or like you put your kid's foot in it?
Yeah, I did that in art class with my little hand. I know exactly what you're talking about.
That would be this, except it comes in a tube, and the idea is you do what you have to do, and then you do the mold, and then it sets, and then you. I don't hair.
Yeah.
2, any sort of deviation from what's happening in a sexual moment for me, it's over.
Right. So your dildo would come out all weird and deformed, pretty much, basically.
Or smaller than the representation.
Well, what am I going to do with this thing, huh?
And do you tell people it didn't work? Like, I couldn't do it.
That's why you read the reviews first, right?
And I don't know anybody that's done it, so I can't. I know they sell them,
Oh, yeah.
so I'm sure someone's gonna be like, "Oh yeah, it was great."
I'll get one over the weekend, put one together, bring it in for you Monday.
You don't have to bring it in. You could just give me the verbal review. I've got the longest running game shows in television history.
Fun.
You want to guess one?
Jeopardy.
Jeopardy's on here.
Yeah, Wheel of Fortune.
Wheel of Fortune, of course. That's
The
what brought
Price
us.
is Right.
Price is Right, of course.
Okay, so those are the 3 basics. What about Press Your Luck?
No.
Yeah.
So, Who Wants to Be a Millionaire?
Really?
22 years. Password, 23 years.
The Pyramid.
What's My Line? 24 years. Pyramid, 25 years. Let's Make a Deal, 35 years.
Wow.
Now, does that count? Because it wasn't 35 years consecutive. It was
Right.
It was the Monty guy for a while, and then they brought it back with Wayne Brady. So I guess mash them together it works.
Yeah.
I feel like it should be consecutive, like Price is Right, Wheel of Fortune, and Jeopardy. Those are all consecutive years.
Yeah, I think if you work at KMOD and then take a break and come back, you get X number of years,
Okay.
right?
Alrighty then.
Ooh.
Family Feud, 40 years.
Okay.
I was gonna
Wheel of Fortune, 48 years. Jeopardy, 54 years. This show I've never heard of because it's in another country. Des Chiffres et de Lettres.
Sure, easy for
Numbers and Letters, 56 years. It's still on today. Price is Right, 60 years.
So that's the longest. Price is Right.
Price is Right, yeah,
Wow.
is the longest one. Or is it going to be a thing that comes out like it did with Bob Barker that he had to kind of step away because
He old.
he like a Miss Goosey.
Oh,
Yeah.
I didn't think about that. Yeah. Well, it was a different time then.
Right. It changes. Empathy towards humans.
All right.
60 years is a long time, though, for a game show.
Yeah, for sure. It just makes me wonder how long those are going to be on. Are they going to keep doing it? They're going to revamp it, make it different so they can keep that name going? Because really, that's all that people are going because of the name. People were watching because of the name, because they watched it growing up, you know. Everybody knows that when you're sick and you're staying home from school, you're watching The Price is Right.
Yeah.
You know?
I think shows like Price is Right is a different game show, obviously, than like Jeopardy or Wheel, because they have to technologically evolve.
Okay.
They have to evolve the show and the games.
Right.
You can have some classics, but you've got to introduce new games on Price is Right, because technology changes and people's understanding of things changes.
That makes sense.
Wheel of Fortune, it's spin a wheel, earn points.
It's
Now,
the
how
same
they
game.
derive the letters and things like that, or on Jeopardy, can obviously change. But overall, it's the same game.
Yeah. There's no need to change it.
Tic-tac-toe, celebrity whatever, doesn't last because you get annoyed. You get annoyed with just because you're famous doesn't mean you're awesome.
Yeah.
Right.
Hollywood Squares.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
And some of these other shows, that's why like Pyramid and it runs its exhaustion level. That's why they don't do just Celebrity Wheel of Fortune. You want to see people that are like, quote unquote, you win.
Right. It gives you hope
Absolutely.
and a chance that you could be on that show someday and you could win that money.
The number of people that are like to know someone to be on Wheel of Fortune is rare. Think about all the times they come through and recruit people, and then how many people from here actually get on the show? Not very many, if you think about it. So where do those people come from? Well, they recruit people. Some are up and coming actors. Like they tried because they have to fill it. Lindsay's tried to be on game shows before. One of the hardest parts about being on a game show is that you have to fly out on your own, put yourself up, and you might get on the show.
Right. They don't pay for you to be out there until you finally make the final cut.
And when you're on the show, you might just get the minimum, which is like $1,000 now or something like that, which you're like, that's a lot. It is a lot. Not after hotel and airfare and expenses.
In California.
In anywhere.
Yeah.
You go to any hotel, you're not gonna, even if you're gonna stay at the Comfort Inn.
Right.
And if you are, it's still $200. You're there a week. That's $1,000. It doesn't matter where it's at. You ain't staying at the Sunnyside Inn with the satellite dish painted yellow.
Right. With all the crackheads and whores.
Well, I mean, you can get that anyway, any hotel, right? I saw this story circulating today about TikTok doctors warning the number one position for penile fractures. Number one, 50. I want to make sure I get that. I would hate to fumble this. It's the most dangerous sex position, according to science. It's the cause of 50% of penile fractures. 50.
That's a lot.
So of all the penile fractures that happen, half are because of this sex position. What do you think, Lindsay?
Doggy style.
Okay, Gimpy?
I am going to say it is the reversed cowgirl.
It is the reverse cowgirl.
Which is my favorite by far.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yes, all of them are good.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know.
Even plain old vanilla is good.
Yeah. Yeah. The line of great is pretty thin from a guy's standpoint.
Right. I mean, I guess it kind of makes sense because they're not looking and paying attention. But are you really looking and paying attention even if you're facing forward? You know what I mean?
There's obviously no bones inside a penis. So it's a tear in the frenulum or the tunica albuginea.
Sure.
This is a rubbery sheath of tissue that allows for the penis to do what it does best. And that there is this new resurgence because of the doctor saying this on TikTok that people are like, oh, okay.
So they're seeing more broken boners now because of the TikTok?
No. The story of this being the number one sex position for a broken wee-wee.
Okay.
I've never had a fractured penis, so I don't know what that would be like.
It's not fun. I mean, it didn't break or anything.
You've had a fractured penis?
I don't want to say fractured, but, things didn't work out the way that it had, and it should have zigged when I should have zagged. You know what I mean?
I'm glad you're saying this. I was hoping you would say this.
Yeah.
How would you know you have a fractured penis? You would have to go to a doctor to know for sure. So, I'm pretty sure, I'm just making an assumption here, that Gimpy did not go to the doctor. And also text BMMS and then what you want to say to 82945. Good morning, Lindsay.
Good morning, Corbin. Hey, we have got tons of tickets on our website at KMOD.com. We've got WWE, SmackDown, Green Day, Bill Maher, Jelly Roll, Aerosmith, all of which you could win if you sign up at the website that rocks, KMOD.com. Good luck.
Good morning, Gimpy.
Good morning. Typically, we'd be staring down the barrel of Rocklahoma here in a couple of weeks. However, it's been moved. From Memorial Day weekend to Labor Day weekend, Prior USA, Disturbed, Avenged Sevenfold, Slipknot. Get your full lineup, get your link for tickets at the website that rocks, KMOD.com.
Do a little fill in the blank news. I'll read part of the headline. You guys got to guess what part is missing from the headline. The first one I have here is nearly half of master's degrees have blank. Oh, hi. Nearly half of master's degrees have blank.
Gone away, have
Proven to not be worth it?
right. Yeah, useless.
Yeah. I think that's about the right one. Have been proven to be useless or not worth it. Or, yeah. Over half the master's degrees have blank.
Been
Wasted away.
In a new study, if it turns out, says master's degrees might not be a worthwhile investment. New analysis by the Foundation for Research on Equal Opportunity says that over 40% of master's degrees aren't financially worth getting. The study looks at career earnings at graduation and a decade later while adjusting for factors such as dropout rate. The study found that over 75% of four-year bachelor degrees have a positive ROI. McDonald's working to roll out blank. McDonald's working to roll out blank.
New ice cream machines.
let's hope.
Ones that actually work.
Yeah. I actually saw a video of why they don't work. It's cool, they're not clean.
Okay.
And they were infested with maggots.
All of them? All
Maggots.
over the country?
A lot of
Maggots.
them. Yeah.
That feels extreme.
A little bit.
I'm sure maybe one machine where they did the video of the picture, yes.
It's pretty gross.
Not all of them. When I was working at Carl's Jr., we had to clean the ice cream machine every day. So why don't they do that? That's stupid.
My understanding of the reason is because they're really hard to clean, and having the correct staff and the time to do it has been the issue.
That's what happens when you hire 12-year-olds.
Do they hire
Yeah.
12-year-olds? They hire super young. I think it's like 14.
Roll out new
McDonald's is reportedly working on a new $5 value meal as a consumer pullback on fast food spending. Sources familiar with the move say the proposed meal could feature a McChicken or McDouble, 4-piece chicken nugs, fries, and a drink. Your choice of those, we should probably add. It all comes after the company's CEO stressed recently that McDonald's needs to be laser focused on affordability to attract diners. I also read they're going to stop doing free drink refills.
Right. If they want to attract diners, they should move that stuff back to being $1 like it used to be.
Norfolk man finds blank in backyard. Norfolk man finds blank in backyard.
Isn't that missing emotional support gator? Missing support gator that's been missing for like a week now. How messed up would that be? I found your gator, man. Finds a sinkhole in his backyard.
Ooh.
Finds a cougar. Meow.
A Norfolk
Nice.
man is getting to keep a unique artifact after it turned up in his backyard over the weekend. Andrew Taunton says he was digging up a shrub on Saturday when he picked up an odd-shaped rock. Turns out the rock was actually a World War II grenade.
Wow.
His call to dispatchers led to a huge response from police, fire, and bomb squad personnel. The item was examined and no threat was found.
World War II grenade, and this was in, what was it, Connecticut?
Norfolk, Virginia?
Virginia.
I would think.
Virginia. I was wondering how that got there, because it's not like we did a whole lot of World War II fighting on American soil. You know?
Yeah, I mean, bring it back and I guess you bury it.
I guess.
Chuck E. Cheese animatronics will be blank. Chuck E. Cheese animatronics will be blank.
Be back.
Yeah, I was going to say, didn't they retire all of them except for like one at the original Chuck E.'s in like California or whatever?
Will be auctioned off.
Okay, I can see that. Revamped. Because for whatever reason, people think they have to have these stupid singing robots. Well, he was a part of my childhood. Okay. Well, get new ones. Update them a little bit. I like that. Updates.
Put it in a museum, maybe?
The Smithsonian.
It's the end of an era at Chuck E. Cheese. After announcing in November that they were discontinuing the animatronics, we now know Helen Henny, Mr. Munch, Jasper T. Jowls.
Pause. Did you know these names
Of
before
course I
this?
did.
Okay.
Mr. Munch.
And my favorite, Pasquale, will play their last shows at the end of this year. Chuck E. Cheese executive David McKillop says that the franchise will move into the present times by adding dance floors, screens, and trampoline gyms. Kids are consuming entertainment differently than they were 10 to 20 years ago, try 30.
Yeah.
Kids of all ages are consuming their entertainment on a screen. Not everyone is happy about the change. I think that makes sense to evolve.
Definitely.
I think that's archaic.
I'm still stuck on Mr. Munch.
Yeah.
Also, a movie that Lindsay will talk about at 9.
They call me Mr. Munch.
New York City Dublin portal closed due to blank. New York City Dublin portal closed due to blank.
Time travelers. No? Okay.
It was an animal, I think.
Oh, it's that emotional support gator at it again. My son bitch is everywhere. Closed due
It
to
wasn't rats, I don't think.
emu. An emu infestation.
No.
New York City portal closed due to
Was it a snake on a snakes on a
snake.
train?
What do you think the portal is?
well, it's a little hole that gets you from one dimension to another.
And you
Right.
think there's a snake in it. Anyway, this is why we can't have nice things. A visual artist installation that allows New Yorkers to view Dublin in real time is already shutting down due to inappropriate behavior. The Dublin portal, which
Surprise.
features a circular screen, is linked to an identical portal in the Irish capital, giving New Yorkers and Dubliners a chance to interact with one another via a live stream. It just debuted last Wednesday, but now it's already closed because people have been behaving badly, like flashing their genitalia
Yeah.
onto the screen.
Oh my goodness.
Both sides plan to work on solutions to curb such antics like software updates and barriers so the portal can reopen. Before the naughtiness, old friends reunited, and there was even a proposal.
That's awesome. It's just a matter of time before you get the hooligans out there.
The only one that they showed was this lady going up and like, flashing.
Right.
And I'm like, one person? You're shutting it down for... Come on. First of all, very New York.
Right.
Right.
And you put a camera on anybody for any reason that goes anywhere, people will do stupid things.
Right.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So-
I think it's hilarious.
I think it's funny, too. I don't see what the big to-do is.
yeah.
Blank drops for Billy Corrigan. Blank drops for Billy Corrigan.
Billy Corrigan, Smashing Pumpkins. What drops for him? The shoe.
A hair on his head.
Well, he doesn't have
The
any.
last hair. Album.
Okay. An autobiography,
yes.
a book of sorts.
Ooh.
But I like an album. Album drops for Billy Corgan solo work.
Solo.
Ugh. That sounds horrendous.
Album cover.
Sure.
Tour dates.
Billy Corgan's upcoming reality TV show is hitting the airwaves. Billy Corgan's Adventures in Carneyland premiered on the CW yesterday. In a trailer that dropped, Corgan said, "Every day I question my sanity because I have a really good day job. That day job, of course, is playing in arenas all over the world." The show will explore Billy's experience as a rock star attempting to restore the National Wrestling Alliance, the alien wrestling franchise he owns, all while preparing for his wedding to longtime partner Chloe Mendel. The CW is available online. This is available on CW, which is online via their app, or even on services like Hulu and YouTube TV. There's a great viral video of this woman, and she's in a farmer's market somewhere, and 1979 is playing, and she's like, "Oh my gosh, we love this song," and like is running, and then she turns and goes, "Babe, they're playing our song," and they turn, and it's Billy Corgan going, "Don't do this, don't do this." It's his fiance, like totally mocking him. So funny.
That is hilarious.
Yeah, but he is a massive wrestling fan. Even at one point I think he was a writer for the WWE.
Oh, okay.
And then bought the NWA and is like very much invested in the historic, the wrestling history of NWA, the wrestling organization, and tried to revive it and bring it back and the ins and outs of that. So from that standpoint, it looks fascinating. Seeing him write a song and hear him whine, I'm not interested in.
No, thank you.
Pearl Jam's Mike McCready blanks at Vancouver show. Pearl Jam's Mike McCready blanks at Vancouver show.
Well, he could have fallen. He also could have crapped his pants.
Passed out.
Yeah, could have passed out.
Hyperventilated.
He could have invited somebody on stage to fill in for him.
Oh.
Mike McCready blanks at Vancouver show, cries uncontrollably.
This has been beautiful.
You sure? Sure.
I want to say he tripped and fell.
He falls.
Yeah, and I've actually got the video so you guys can see it too. 'cause
All right.
I don't know why, but I love watching musicians fall off stage.
It's been happening a lot lately.
Pearl Jam guitarist Mike McCready managed to suffer nothing more than a bruised ego when he fell off stage while performing in Vancouver over the weekend. Video shows McCready walking towards the edge of a stage while performing the guitar solo for Porch. Apparently, he gets distracted because he walks straight off the edge of the stage. Apparently, right into the crowd, and the video reveals a roadie rushing over, pulls the guitarist out of the crowd. McCready continues a solo, apparently unfazed by the incident. However, he doesn't go anywhere near the edge of the stage for the rest of the song.
Well, yeah. Well, good for him to keep on rocking when he falls, though. Yeah.
I mean, that was a pretty bad fall, and he just gets right back up there.
I mean, I get that maybe he continued. I don't know. Did he miss a couple notes? I don't know. I can't hear it.
Right.
But just an idea. Maybe put up some tape that's bright colored.
Yeah.
Something.
Near the stage. I don't know. Listen, I don't know anything about any of that. So, blank before they're dead, according to Dee Snider. Blank before they're dead, according to Dee Snider.
Blank before they're dead.
Tour before they're dead.
Okay. Yeah. But we don't know who they are, though.
Yeah.
I mean, we can assume it's the band, but it could also be midgets. So, save them.
Before they're dead.
Because we don't know who they are, so that makes good sense.
Arrest them before
Yes.
they're dead.
Hug them. Maybe give them a little slap and tickle.
Convict them before they're dead.
Twisted Sister frontman Dee Snider is tired of seeing artists receive posthumous Hall of Fame inductions, and he's not going to take it. Snyder took to social media and told the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame to honor bands they know they're going to induct instead of waiting until the entire band is dead. Snyder referred to the band MC5, who will be one of the 3 recipients of the Musical Excellence Award at this year's Hall of Fame. The lone surviving member of the original MC5 drummer, Dennis Thompson, died last week. Another 2024 Musical Excellence Award inductee, Jimmy Buffett, died last September. I actually kind of agree with him. To honor people after they're dead means nothing.
Right.
I agree.
They don't know it.
Right.
Well, we know as fans. So is it for you?
Right.
Who is the award for?
It should be for the musicians.
I would think so. And I would think some bands, some artists, this means something to them. Maybe a lot don't care.
Yeah.
But I kind of think it kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
Or give it a different name if they're dead. Like we couldn't get to this in time.
Right. Better late than never.
Serge Tankian suggested System of a Down, blank. Serge suggested System of a Down, blank.
Give it up. Stop teasing people. I think that's the best one.
Yeah.
Because that's all they be doing. Just teasing people.
S or get off the pot.
Yeah. He suggests that System of a Down should get back together. Go ahead, reunite. Let's let bygones be dog bones and let's just make it happen.
Was it have a different frontman?
Serge suggested in 2017 that System of a Down should find a new singer. Tankian talked about having a band meeting in his new memoir, Down with the System, where he suggested this idea due to not wanting to hold the band back. He then talked about attending a fundraiser with the band a year later and being impressed by a performer who sang at the event. Bassist Shavo Adagian then leaned over and told him, by the way, we tried this guy out as a singer. The only problem was that he couldn't scream and growl. Implying that there is only one. I don't know if System could be another band without. It wouldn't be System without him.
No.
All those band members are so important to making that band who it is.
From the whole sound.
Yeah.
Voice, instruments, all that stuff. So you take one away, it just kind of ruins everything. Now you could like with the, drummer, guitar or whatever, you could probably find somebody to make it sound just like they do,
Yeah.
the originals. But so far as vocals,
Yeah, I just think that the intent that all the guys brought to that band to make it what it was politically,
Yeah.
I don't think you could replicate.
Right.
It would feel like a cover band.
Right.
MTV Movie and TV Awards, blank. MTV Movie and TV Awards, blank.
I know this. Do you know this, Gimpy?
I had seen something about it, but I didn't pay too much attention to it. I think it's coming back. Sounds about right. I've never really paid attention to the MTV Movie and
You don't watch them?
no, or really any award show for that fact at all whatsoever. I just never was the one to sit down and watch a bunch of overpaid, entertainers.
Except on a football field or in movies.
Sure.
Right.
They're not going to do it this year.
The MTV Movie and TV Awards will not happen this year. The network said the award show is being put on pause and will look at bringing it back next year with a reimagined format. This marks the third time since 2020. For those keeping track, that's the majority. Since 2020 that the traditional live ceremony hasn't taken place. Last year, the award show pivoted to a pre-taped highlight show due to the Hollywood writers' strike. It also didn't take place in 2020 due to COVID. I don't think anybody cares.
I don't either.
No.
Paris Hilton, Nicole Richie team up for blank. Paris Hilton and Nicole Richie team up for blank.
Oh, God.
Rap album.
Nice. Life's tough in the streets, man.
Gotta do what you got to do,
I
man.
mean, Nicole Richie, she was on she did do that rap show where she goes up against that late night talk show host.
Okay.
And she actually did a good job.
Drop the mic.
Drop the mic, yes. She actually did a good job. But yeah, I think they're doing a new reality show together.
Paris Hilton and Nicole Richie are teaming up again for a new reality series on Peacock. In a joint Instagram post, the two stars, now in their 40s, shared a clip of a television filled with static. The caption read, "New era, same besties." The first two starred together in The Simple Life, which aired 16 years ago. Hilton marked the 20th anniversary of its premiere in December, calling it one of the most special, hilarious, and iconic times in life.
That's hot.
I've always thought she's hot.
Paris?
Yeah. I don't have a logical reason.
Like her wandering eye.
Does she have a wandering eye?
She got a lazy eye, yeah.
Lazy
That's
eye.
a weird thing to zone in on.
That's all. I always remember that.
I don't think I've noticed.
Paris still looks good. Nicole, not so much. Not so much. Not like she used to. I think the party has gotten to her a lot.
I don't see her lazy eye, Lindsay. Which one is it?
It's the one. It's the left eye.
Her.
Or is it the right eye?
Depends on how you look.
Oh, her eyelid. Okay.
Yeah. What'd you think? Like her eyeball was like
She can count all the change that falls.
right.
Yeah.
Hey, look over here. Look over here. No.
It's not like Steve Buscemi. It's yeah.
She's got that eye partied too much, and this eye's just kind of a little tired.
Yeah.
This doctored one with her eye looking like way to the side is so great. Yeah, I guess I just never really looked at it that way. Yeah, well, she's got a lazy eye. All right, we got to take a break. We'll be back.
Tulsa's morning show.
Oh, yeah. The maidens may pronounce it the height of style in personal pimping to blacken their teeth.
That's interesting.
Nope.
They had it wrong. Whiten their teeth, yes.
Whiten.
Yeah, right.
Whiten their teeth, yeah.
Right.
Radio, yes, will replace gasoline.
What?
Okay.
An expert in airlines and airplanes gives, he predicts that by the year 2023, gasoline as a motive power will have been replaced by radio.
Okay.
And the skies will be filled with a myriad aft going over well-verified routes. So he's not wrong, by the way. This is actually happening and true.
Mm-hmm.
The belief that we just didn't understand then how radio waves would affect airplanes.
Right.
Now we know that not to be a problem unless it's your cell phone.
Turn it off.
All people will be beautiful by 2023. I present at least 2 cases, Your Honor.
Be nice to Lindsay.
Life expectancy will be 100 years.
What? People are dying earlier and earlier, man.
No, they're not.
Cut that in half.
No. Life expectancy will be 300 years.
Oh,
my
Jesus.
gosh.
People will wear kidney cozies.
A kidney
What
cozy.
the hell?
Yes, kidney cozies will be worn to protect the kidneys on chilly days, just the same as a teapot in the north is kept warm by a tea cozy.
Okay. Do your kidneys get colder than the rest of your body?
No, but again, when they were doing medicine, one, there weren't doctors like what we know doctors to be now. People would just be like, I'm a doctor.
Right.
Right? And they used to drill holes in women's heads to let out demons. And they thought washing your hands meant you weren't a good doctor.
Right.
The idea was that the bloodstained hands would prove you knew how to do the work.
Right.
Exactly.
Right.
So men will curl their hair. Yeah, that's been happening for a while.
Yeah.
The old man perm.
The U.S. will have a population of 300 million.
Oh, wow.
Well, I think we surpassed that one.
Yeah. Now I have 8 billion.
Fornicating is fun.
It's in 2021, it was 331 million. So it's not a giant. It's not that far off. Canada will have a population of 100 million.
Okay. I don't know what the population of Canada is, but I'm sure it's more than that.
38.2 million.
Yeah.
Utensils will be made of pulp.
Pulp. Okay.
Utensils and dwellings will be manufactured largely of pulp and cements so as to utilize vegetation and stone in every stage of decay, ordinary waste, or unfitness. I mean, it's not wrong, right? Like MDF is a real product.
Uh-huh.
That's pulp, essentially, right?
Yeah. I just don't know if I want to live in a house that's made of pulp and cements.
Flights from Chicago to Hamburg will only take 18 hours.
I've never flown from Chicago to Hamburg, so I do not know.
I think it's like 8 or 10, maybe.
Okay.
Newspapers will have been out of business for 50 years.
Wow. I mean,
They weren't they didn't get the. I mean,
They're half right.
Yeah.
Private kitchens will disappear.
Private kitchens.
Yeah, they're citing articles, by the way. I'm reading from an article.
Okay.
The private kitchen will disappear. Tomorrow's food will be seasoned and prepared by chemical formulas.
Hello, Fresh.
Which will preserve the freshness of fruits and meats, rid them of indigestible qualities, and send them to the table ready to use. Instead of sauces that merely cozen the palate, we shall have delectable blends of concentrated vitamins, calories, ferments, and tissue tonics.
Ew.
I mean, we have all that now, right?
Yeah, we do.
Look at like Frank's.
Yeah.
That is a tissue tonic,
Okay.
if you will. The tissue of your tongue.
Got it. Okay.
Cancer will be eradicated.
I wish.
Cancer, tuberculosis, infantile paralysis, locomotor ataxia, and leprosy will be eradicated.
I don't think any of those are eradicated at all whatsoever.
I mean, we've pretty much handled tuberculosis pretty well.
Yeah, I'm sure we got a good
And
handle on
leprosy.
leprosy.
I think leprosy's, got
Yeah.
You know, but there's still places in the world. When you say eradicated, I'm thinking it's like gone completely from the world, nowhere around at all whatsoever. Now, I'm sure there's third world countries where TB's still a thing, where leprosy's still a thing.
War will be wireless, and we might have telepathy or telepathy.
I like telepathic idea, but I mean, wireless, think about it.
War is
Cyber
wireless.
It is
yeah.
wireless, yeah.
People will communicate using watch-size radio telephones.
Wow.
Watched size radio
I can answer the phone on my watch.
Yes,
I can
you
answer the
can.
phone on mine.
How fun are those, huh?
Yeah.
So they weren't too far off. Now, here's the problem with a thread like this.
Mm-hmm.
Where's the ones that were way off?
Right, of course.
Right?
Of course. But they don't want those. Those aren't as interesting.
And they're only showing by 2023. I can't cite what year that came out of.
Yeah.
Right.
It's just whatever the thread. Again, anything on the internet, man, you might as well just go with not true.
Right.
You're like, that might be true. Probably not. Might be. Right? I was in a little Twitter conversation with somebody about the Twitter files. And yeah, there's definitely some corruption being illustrated in those files. But one, Elon Musk picked which articles to release. Two, picked the reporters to have go through them and release them. And he's hardly the most honest individual. And corruption, being in corporate America, is hardly a gotcha moment.
Right. It's kind of been going on for a long time.
Yeah.
Rugby player loses his favorite testicle in freak accident. Jack Johnson is the guy's name.
Making banana pancakes.
Not to be confused with the singer. He's a rugby star with the Newcastle Thunder over in England, and he was violently, he violently lost something extremely close to him in what he calls a freak accident during training. His favorite testicle, which is the left one, reportedly exploded after taking a direct shot from a knee. It had to be removed.
This isn't the first time this has happened in rugby.
No, that's
It
a
happens a
violent
lot.
sport, man.
It happens. And I guess they don't wear cups or only pussies do, I guess. I don't know. So I do jiu-jitsu, right? And I wear a cup. And I can tell it annoys some of the guys.
Why? Because when they kick you, it goes donk.
Yeah, or like when you're changing positions that... Like there's a move where you put your knee into their stomach or on their sternum.
Yeah.
And that sometimes your foot will then hit their ball. Good morning. It's the Big Mad Morning Show. 918-460-KMOD. By now, you have probably heard about the Tom Brady roast, or you have seen the Tom Brady roast, or you've seen clips of the Tom Brady roast. And you know that with it being on Netflix, they brought the heat. And some say that Tom Brady was pissed. Even one point during the roast and after the roast, his ex-wife apparently not happy. Well, now it's coming out that Tom Brady has said that maybe it wasn't a good idea.
Oh, no.
Oh,
He said, I loved when the jokes were about me. I thought they were so fun. Says people who aren't happy. Well, that's fun. Right? He got roasted so bad, and they're like, yes, that was fun.
Yeah.
I didn't like the way they affected my kids. it's the hardest part about like the bittersweet aspect of when you do something that you think it's one way, and then all of a sudden you realized I wouldn't do that again because of the way that it affected actually the people that I care about the most in this world. It makes you, in some ways, a better parent going through it because, again, sometimes you're naive. You don't know, or you get a little like, oh, when I signed up for that, I love when people are making fun of me. I always said when I was going through the Deflategate stuff, I watched 3 things on TV: Premier League soccer, golf, and comedy shows, because every time I turned on SportsCenter, it was like, are you effing kidding me? I just want to laugh. So I wanted to do the roast because Jeff Ross became somebody I knew, and then you don't feel the full picture of it at that until later when it's on. Good lesson for me as a parent. I'm going to be better parent as I go forward because of it. At the same time, I'm happy everyone who was there had a lot of fun. And I do think for me, let's say outside of all that, this is good. If we're not laughing about things, we're crying, we should have more fun. What do we love? We love laughing in the locker room. Let's do more of that. Love each other and celebrate other people's success. That, to me, gives everyone a lot of hope. So the headline splash is that he was like, duh, duh, duh.
Right.
But, I mean, I think it's a misstep to not realize your kids aren't going to hear or see that.
Right.
And so if they weren't in the scope when you were making the decision, that I'm a little, I don't get.
Well, what was he expecting? Like everybody that got roasted at his roast to just be like, all right, that's cool. I mean, I get it. Yeah, that's what you're getting into a roast for, but people's feelers get hurt.
Yes.
No matter what. So.
Right. You, as someone who's been in the locker room for a long time in sports and understands like ribbing is part of it. Your kids don't know that.
No.
That's why guys who fight and compete, they don't like their kids coming to watch them fight. Because it's hard for them to rationalize seeing dad get his ass whooped.
Right.
Or dad bleeding.
Right.
Or dad knocked out cold.
Right.
It's scary. And so.
How old are his kids? Do we know?
I think they're as young as like 9 or 10.
Yeah.
And I think as old as like 14, 15. I think the Bridget Monahan, that kid's the oldest. I think he's like 15 or 16.
Yeah, 16. And, I was looking for it. Does he just have the one?
No. He's got 3 total.
Okay.
2 with Griselle.
Okay, yeah. But I was my point there is like they're old enough, like you can explain it to them, like, hey, these are just jokes, blah blah blah, and they should be able to get it.
I know, but just because you tell your kids that doesn't mean they get it.
Right, or they're not, or they're gonna feel a certain way, or not feel a certain way.
Oh, okay.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, these kids are 16, 14, and 11. That's old enough. If they were 5, 6, 7, like your kids' ages, Corbin, I could totally buy that and be like, yeah, they probably shouldn't see it. And I can see why their feelings would get hurt. Da 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 da. These kids are old enough.
But that young age, it would go over their head.
Right.
For the most part.
Not necessarily. I think if we're watching and we go, oh, whoa, a kid who's like, oh, they're just jokes. That's not an easy thing you just get to have. And I see Gimpy's point of like, oh, at that age they should be fine. But every kid's different. And age hardly means they understand or can deal with something. I know plenty of 40-year-old men who can't handle it.
I wonder if this was more of a Giselle getting pissed off and butthurt sort of thing, and complaining to the kids. And it's just kind of, oh, it's the kids that, were offended or whatever. When in reality, it was his ex-wife who couldn't handle the heat.
Maybe, but I'm not a person that takes the automatic, an ex is a catty bitch.
Well, I don't think that
he's got to co-parent with. They got to coexist together, and he's got to manage that relationship in some capacity. And if that is, he's using the kids as a scapegoat instead of just being like, listen, I've got to co-parent with my ex and make that work. Then that's a pussy move.
Yeah, I don't think that she's being a catty bitch. I just think, they were making fun of her and she couldn't handle it, and started bitching about it, and maybe bitching about it to the kids, and of course the kids probably take side. I don't.
And hit the kids' friends hear a joke about dad or mom.
Right.
you're going to get, that joke is going to get reset on the quote unquote playground.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they'll just hammer. So when he's at the prep school or whatever school he goes to,
right,
I'm sure he's getting annihilated.
I mean, he did sign up for this.
His kids didn't,
It's on
though.
him. Right, exactly. He did not think this through
Yeah.
at all.
I think you want to do a roast like that, whatever dark secret you think you have that no one will find out, you can't, you got to know it's going to come up.
Yes.
right.
I mean, when I think back to the Bruce Willis roast, at least when he did his, I mean, it was not like this one, of course. However, his kids were all adults when he did his, and even like Demi Moore was one of the roasters and stuff. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, his kids were adults. Alec Baldwin, the roast of Alec Baldwin. His kids, again, were adults. Yes, he's got young children now,
Right.
but for the most part, even his old daughter, the one that he called a selfish pig,
Right.
roasted him in that. I mean, so you got to wait till your kids are adults for it.
Have you seen the guy that he interviews a lot of rap artists now, but he's interviewed Nardwar?
Never heard of him.
Dude, go down the rabbit hole of interviews and him putting rap stars cold in their tracks. And he's this very odd looking white guy and brings up things that for him to know is insane.
What a goof.
Yeah. And kills it. Like, it's impressive. So if he can do this with rap stars, like, clearly things when the rap artists hear it, they go, how did you ever know about that? And he's just some eccentric interviewer,
Right.
not a comedian with the power of Netflix and millions of dollars behind him.
That's fun. I'll have to go down.
It's a good rabbit hole to go down. There's a bunch of like top 5 shock moments from him where I gotta forget who it is, where the rap guy's like, if you say it again, I'm gonna knock you out. And he's the only one that kind of responded negatively. He's like, you don't get to say that name. He's just like, okay, settle. It's just an interview.
Right. We just having fun, bro. Come
Yeah.
on.
All right, we got to take a break. We'll be back.
The Big Mad Morning Show.
It seemed different because in the 80s there were a lot of plane crashes. Pan Am being one of the airlines that seemed like they had a bunch of crashes, which I didn't think was right, but I mean, whatever.
I think that the number of plane crashes every year isn't a lot.
Okay.
I could be wrong, but like, hold on, I'm getting to the 80s. We'll just go 86.
Sure.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13.
Oh, God. We're at a baker's dozen.
Yeah, but do you know how many flights there are a day?
Yeah, I'm sure there's a lot.
Thousands.
It's okay. So 13 out of 1,000, but still, man.
In a year.
Okay.
So times that by 365. That's not very many, bro.
I guess. It just seemed like
It's literally the safest way to travel.
Says you, as
Not me.
parts
It's
are just
data.
falling off.
Data. Facts.
How many times you be driving down the road and something just fall off of your car?
Yeah.
It's only happened to me once.
Yeah. And then it's usually later, like, where'd my...
Right. I was driving. It was a 1980 280Z, okay? And rusted floorboards. It was a turd. I paid $700. We pulled it out of a field, right? Well, I'm in Owasso at 86th Street, right there by the highway. Okay, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
And I was going eastbound towards like the Reese's or whatever. And I was at the stoplight and I went to take off and the car lifts up, whoop, and then boom, slams on the ground. My entire, the strut tower, the whole shebang just came right off and left me on the ground. I was like, well, that's not supposed to happen. Yeah, I got it towed out of there and got it fixed. But I'm just saying, It doesn't happen to cars all the time. Seems like it happens to planes a lot. I call this day spa or dispensary. Okay? So basically, I've got some businesses. These are legit businesses in Tulsa.
Oh, fun.
It's either a day spa or a dispensary.
Okay.
Now, based off the name, you're going to chime in with that's how you're going to buzz in. Corbin or Lindsay.
Okay.
Got
You
it.
get one shot and one shot only because this is a 50-50 chance. There's no point in, hey, would you like to guess, Lindsay? He said it's a dispensary. No, it's a day. So you only get one shot.
Okay.
Whoever wins at the end, I got a big prize for you. Okay?
Like a little nug, maybe?
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping.
Maybe.
God knows you
Trip to a
have
day
plenty.
spa?
Right. So, day spa or dispensary, are you guys ready?
Ready.
All right, we're going to take it up from the top here. Euphora. Corbin, yes.
That's a spa.
Euphora is a dispensary. No points for anybody on that one. All right. Nirvana, day spa
Corbin.
or dispensary? Corbin.
That is a dispensary.
Corbin would be correct.
Come on, Lindsay.
You got to get in the game, woman. Get in the game. All right. Omni Oasis, day spa or dispensary?
Lindsay.
Lindsay.
Day spa.
Day spa is correct. So far, we're tied 1-1. La Fusion, day spa or dispensary? La Fusion.
Corbin.
Corbin, yes.
That is a dispensary.
Corbin, that is incorrect. La Fusion is a day spa. Poppies, day
Corbin.
spa or dispensary? Corbin,
That
yes.
is a day spa.
Yes, you are correct. Poppies is a day spa. 2-1 so far. Corbin's lead. OHG, day spa or dispensary?
Lindsay.
Lindsay.
Dispensary.
That is correct. Tied
What'd
up.
you say?
OHG. That's all it is. These are all the ones. I just found them on Google.
Sure.
I just simply Googled day spa and then Googled dispensaries and then found a bunch of them that
Sure.
are really close.
I just
and
couldn't
could be
hear. I didn't
confused.
hear you
Yeah.
because you were going so fast. I didn't hear you. I
OHG.
didn't know it was
I
letters.
wonder what that stands for.
I have no idea. Nonetheless, moving forward, 918 Elevate, day spa or dispensary? 918 Elevate.
Corbin.
Corbin, yes.
Dispensary.
That is correct. Corbin's in a lead, 3-2. One Love Wellness, day spa.
Corbin.
You got to pick it up, Lindsay. Corbin, yes.
That is a dispensary.
Corbin, One Love Wellness is indeed a
Wow.
dispensary. Yes. Corbin killing it right now. Lotus Blossom,
Corbin.
day spa or dispensary? Corbin.
That is a dispensary.
You are wrong, my friend.
You
Lotus-
might need to.
Lotus
Okay.
Blossom is a day spa. Go ahead, Google
I
it.
know there's a dispensary called Lotus.
There's one called Lotus Gold. Not Lotus Blossom. See, and that's the fun part about this game because they can be
semantics,
they're
sure.
so close. All right, Indigo, day spa or dispensary? Lindsay.
That is a dispensary.
Indigo, Lindsay is a day spa. So far, it's 4-2. Corbin's lead. Hand and Stone, day spa
Lindsay.
or dispensary? Lindsay.
Spa.
All right, Lindsay, you are correct on a comeback.
I've been there.
It's a 50-50 guess.
Right, of course. All right, Rosebuds, day spa or dispensary?
Lindsay.
Lindsay.
I'm going to go dispensary.
Lindsay would be correct. Rosebuds is a dispensary, tied up 4-4. Jade Wellness Center, day spa
Corbin.
or dispensary? Corbin.
That is a wellness. Or that is a day spa.
Corbin. Jade Wellness Center is a dispensary.
What?
Still tied 4-4. Deluxe, day spa or
Corbin.
dispensary? Corbin.
That is a spa.
Corbin, you are incorrect. Deluxe is a dispensary. Nature's Kiss.
I think that's both, actually.
Who knows? This is just the information that
who
was
cares if
given.
it's accurate?
Yeah. All right, Nature's Kiss, day spa or dispensary?
Corbin.
Corbin, yes.
That is a dispensary.
That is correct, my friend. Corbin just made 5-4. Aqua Viva Oasis, day
Lindsay.
spa or dispensary? Lindsay.
Spa.
Lindsay is correct. All right, so we're tied up 5-5. Fig Medical, day spa or dispensary? Corbin.
That is a dispensary.
Corbin, that is incorrect. Fig Medical is a day spa.
I was thinking because like sweet,
Yeah.
right? And
Yeah.
like sometimes you know it smells like
You're
a fig.
thinking medical marijuana.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Okay.
All right. Whew. All right. Remember, this is for a big prize at the end of the
Sure.
at the end of the game here. You are going to love the prize that I have
Leftovers.
chosen for you.
Leftovers.
Right, it's a roach.
Right. Right.
Bong
and
water.
not the one you smoke.
It's the crumbs.
Laura Apothecary, Day
Lindsay.
Spa or Dispensary. Lindsay.
Dispensary.
Lindsay is incorrect. The
Yeah, it's a
Laura
spa.
Apothecary is a day spa. Lucky Garden, day spa or dispensary. Corbin, yes.
That's a dispensary.
Lucky Garden, Corbin is a day spa. So far, we got 6 to Corbin and 5 to Lindsay. The Health Center, day spa or dispensary.
Corbin.
Corbin, yes.
That is a dispensary.
That is correct. You sound like you've been there before.
To me, the name was just so obvious. There's no way you're going to call an actual spa that.
Right, the Health Center. Supreme Heights, day spa or
Corbin.
dispensary. Corbin.
That is a dispensary.
Corbin would be correct. All right, so we're looking at 8 to 5, Lindsay.
Okay.
All right, we're down in the home stretch of this thing. All right, the Enchanted Cottage, day
Corbin.
spa or dispensary. Corbin.
That is a dispensary.
Corbin is incorrect. That is a day spa.
Why are people calling here asking if we have weed?
Got any specials on an ounce, man?
It's called Enchanted.
Wildflower, day spa
Corbin.
or
Lindsay.
dispensary. Corbin.
That is a dispensary.
That is incorrect, Corbin. Wildflower is a day spa. All right, Clover Patch, Tulsa, day spa or
Lindsay.
dispensary. Lindsay.
Dispensary.
Lindsay would be correct.
What's the score?
6 to 8, Corbin's
Okay.
lead. All right, the Merry Mind, day spa or
Lindsay.
dispensary. Lindsay.
Spa.
Lindsay. The Merry Mind is a dispensary. All right, the Relax Station, day spa
Corbin.
or dispensary. Corbin.
That is a spa.
That is correct. Corbin is up 9 to 6. Path to Wellness, day spa or dispensary.
Lindsay.
Lindsay.
Dispensary.
Lindsay, Path to Wellness is a day
I'm
spa.
sorry. I thought you said packed.
Oh, yeah. Was that the
wellness.
problem?
Yeah, I thought it said packed.
Sure, yes. Let me enunciate a little bit more, shall we? All right, let's see here. Hairloom, day spa or dispensary? Hairloom, day spa or dispensary?
Corbin.
Corbin.
That's a dispensary.
Corbin, Hairloom is a day spa. You're still in the lead, 9 to 6. He's okay. Tulsa Garden, day spa or dispensary?
Lindsay.
Lindsay. Day
Spa.
spa or dispensary. The Tulsa Garden is a day spa. Good job, Lindsay.
Score.
We're looking at 9 to 7, Corbin's lead. Bella Roma Medical, day spa or dispensary? Corbin.
Dispensary.
Corbin, Bella Roma Medical is a day spa. Stonebrook, day spa or dispensary?
Lindsay.
Lindsay.
Spa.
Yes, you are correct, Lindsay. We are now 9 to 8, neck and neck. Who is going to win, day spa or dispensary, and walk away with a big, big prize? Stone Age Meds, day spa
Corbin.
or dispensary? Corbin.
That is a spa.
Corbin. The Stone Age Meds is a dispensary. Uptown Wellness, day spa or dispensary?
Corbin.
Corbin.
That is a spa.
Corbin. Uptown Wellness is a dispensary.
Really?
We only got 2 left here.
Okay.
All right. So we got a chance to tie it and a breaker if we can do this. All right. Pura, day spa or
Corbin.
dispensary? Corbin.
Dispensary.
Corbin is correct. Pura is a dispensary, puts him with the win, 10 to 8. I'll go ahead and give you the last one, see if you can guess it. Stonebrook, day spa or dispensary?
Lindsay.
Lindsay.
Spa.
Lindsay would have been correct, which wouldn't matter because it's 10 to 9. Corbin is the big winner. Congratulations, Corbin.
What'd I get?
You want to know what you got?
Yeah.
My friend, I tell you, you have won my leftover potatoes. That's right, Corbin. I had dinner last night.
I love it. That's awesome, man. I'm actually kind of hungry, so I think that's a fantastic
This is
gift. And
perfect.
you're not a horrible cook.
No.
So that's great. But, I just think it's just an honor to win. So I'm going to go ahead and give it to Lindsay. She put in a valiant effort.
Listen,
And,
Corbin,
I just appreciate the competitiveness. And, I'm just one guy on a team, and we're just a team trying to make the thing happen. And, it's an honor to be a part of the Ford Truck Series and anything I can do to make this Hilton Hotel team do the best I can.
Well, Corbin, I'm glad that you accepted and decided to give your prize of potatoes to the loser of the game, but that's not all that you're going to win. All right? So not only do you get my leftover dinner from last night, my potatoes and a little bit of steak with some cheese on top, I'm also going to hook you up with a 6-pack of Twisted Tea. Set right up front because nobody wants this. So I grabbed a pack and you get to take it home with
Again, you put zero effort into the prize.
Yeah.
Again, I'm just real grateful that this Hilton Honors team did the best they could and we'll make sure part of the Ford Truck Series continues. So I'd like to give it to my second place because second isn't winning. So
Twisted Tea is a great beer fridge for guests.
Right. Well, congratulations, Lindsay. You got yourself some old mushed potatoes and some warm Twisted Tea for losing on Day Spa or Dispensary.
2 Subway employees shot over too much mayo.
Okay, I was like, sandwich or
Yes.
tunnel?
In Atlanta, police responded to a shooting at a Subway location inside of a Circle K. Reportedly, a customer became irate when too much mayonnaise was squirted onto his sandwich. That's when he allegedly opened fire, hitting 2 female employees, one of which was fatally wounded, and the other is in serious condition. The store's owner says a third employee fired back at the unnamed gunman.
What?
Yeah, but he missed.
Third employee. That means the employee had a gun.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well, by God, we got to save them sandwiches somehow, Corbin.
Yeah. The suspect is in custody. Police said that the woman was 26 years old. A 24-year-old employee was shot in front of her 5-year-old son. She's the one that's in critical condition. The woman was hit twice after she pushed her son out of the way under the counter to keep him from being hurt. The co-owner of the Subway said that a third worker had definitely shot at the gunman. He missed, but at least he put up a little fight, he said. Atlanta police officer said that this was a case of someone with a gun who didn't know how to resolve conflict without resorting to violence. They did not release the identity of the worker who was killed because they were still waiting for family members to be informed, but said both of the employees were young women who had just started at the location about 3 weeks ago. And the customer had been in the Subway location before without ever having an incident. The interim chief of police said so far arguments are the majority cause of homicides this year in Atlanta.
There's a lot going on in this story.
Boy, I tell you.
Your 5-year-old kid was there?
Yeah.
That's what I thought was bizarre. Okay, I get it. You got to go to work and can't find a babysitter, but
Or can't afford one.
Or I
Can't
was
afford
thinking
one.
too, or maybe she was going to get off in like 20 minutes and, maybe the dad dropped the child off. And,
No, that's also not okay.
yeah, I know.
It's a weird thing for the 5-year-old to be there. Two, another employee had a gun on him.
Yeah.
The other thing too with Subways, they're everywhere.
right.
There was a time that I believe there were more Subways than McDonald's and Starbucks and Dunkin' Donuts and all that. Like they were the most widely dispersed chain.
Yeah, especially for sub sandwiches. Faux show. They had the corner market there. But then some other places started
I think they're
out.
still pretty high up on the list.
You think so?
Absolutely. You go anywhere, there's a Subway.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
Anywhere.
Got 'em inside,
They're so
gas stations
easy.
and stuff.
It's not like a Chick-fil-A, right? Like there are towns that just don't have Chick-fil-A's. I would bet almost every town has a Subway sandwich shop.
And if you're putting too much mayonnaise on mine, I'm giving you a tip. If I don't have to ask for it.
Here's the deal. You can tell them to stop anytime because
Yeah.
you're sitting there watching them make your sandwich. You see how much of everything that they put on. You could have been like, whoa, 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 dial it back on the mayonnaise,
Yeah.
man.
Or you can say light mayo or
Right, but what's light mayo?
light on the mayo.
Yeah, but how much is
so
light? Your light
a
and
little
my light are
squirt.
not the same.
Yeah.
And I'm the artist here.
All right. These are the most
True.
popular sandwich chains in America. Okay? This is what it says. Blimpie? Have you ever had a Blimpie?
Yeah.
I have, but it's not most popular. It's the most locations,
Okay.
right?
Okay.
Because I can name my favorite sandwich shop, but it's not everywhere.
Right.
And I would wager the majority of people in this town have never eaten at it, right? So you can't go with most popular. You have to have which sandwich shop has the most locations.
Largest sandwich chain in the U.S. Oh, here we go. Fun. This is as of 2020, so it's a couple of years old. But it says largest sandwich chain. So does that quantify?
I think so, yeah.
As it could be.
Sure.
Okay. Continue to the site. Subway comes in at number 6.
Oh.
It has their rankings on
What's
here.
number 1?
I got to scroll down. It doesn't have a number 1 listed on the quick list.
Well, what's number 5?
Listen, here's how it goes. 6, 18, 34, 46, 58, 63, 69, 89, 99, 100. There's nothing really. It says rank in there.
Okay. So, all right. So the list you're looking at, those are sandwich ones on the list. So the number 1 sandwich shop is Subway, but it comes on number 6 of all, like, probably fast food.
Probably so. U.S. sales and U.S. units. Subway did 10,000. This is the 2019 numbers. Did $10,000 in 2019 with 23,801 units. So is that sandwiches sold?
Or locations.
Yeah.
Here's the thing, is when you go, there's been many times I haven't said light mustard or whatever, but sometimes I get more and sometimes I get less. There's no consistency with the...
Right.
Yeah.
A lot of that's on the sandwich maker, sandwich artist, whatever you want.
I am confident that after her 2 weeks of working there, she had diligent training.
She sat back there and watched the videos, man, before she started the job.
There's no video.
There's no orientation videos.
Watch Spider.
Drunk Florida man kicked out of bar, returns and attacks bar owner with belt. This happened last weekend in West Palm Beach. A 37-year-old man kicked out of the bar for being too intoxicated, but quickly returned wielding a firearm, according to an affidavit. Fabio Lano Sanchez, arrested by Palm Beach Sheriff's Office. According to records, he was released on last Wednesday with $60,000 bond amount. He arrived to the area on July 23rd around 2 a.m. The owner of the bar said that he shows up, he was a little drunk, then he got too drunk, and he started harassing customers. So they asked the man to leave. He left to his car but came back with a firearm. He pointed it directly at the bar owner and said, "I will shoot you." And then he threatened to shoot the bar's security. Well, then Sanchez decided, I'm going to just take off my belt, and started swinging it at the bar owner. He hit him multiple times. A security guard began fighting with the suspect, and the bar owner began fearing for his life. He told deputies that's when he called 911, and they showed up, arrested him, said he was going to kill everybody. The owner had an injury on his finger from the belt. The guy himself did not have any injuries. The suspect had some scrapes and bruises on his face in his mugshot, though.
That's a very underrated weapon.
Absolutely,
a belt is, you know?
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, you could do some damage with a belt. Trust me, I know. But to use it in like a street fight is not something you see every day. You hear about guns, knives, crowbars, baseball bats. I appreciate this guy for whipping out his belt.
Yeah, if you're good, like that whole towel whip, you know, that
Yeah.
people, if you can do that with a belt.
You could whip the S out of
Yeah,
somebody. And you don't even have
especially
to
if it's
towel
leather.
whip them with it. You could whip them like a slave.
Uh-huh.
Whap! You know, right across the face. That's going to hurt.
Get the buckle.
Oh, well, the buckle's good for handle.
Oh, that's true.
I guess I think of the scene from Indiana Jones
Okay.
when Jones is in the street and the guy is the sword and he goes,
He's all over here.
and he just pulls out his gun and shoots him.
Right.
So
Well, everybody knows you don't bring a belt to a gunfight. However,
apparently you do.
the owner didn't have a gun.
One of them had a gun, right?
Yeah,
the
he did,
bad
yeah.
guy had a gun, but he
Yeah.
decided not to use the gun. I'm going to go a little bit lighter. I'm going to take my belt off and whoop him like a step kid. Quote unquote Christian woman arrested at a splash park. This happens in Ohio, where cops were called out to the Cedar Point Shores Water Park there in Sandusky. All right, they say that a woman that describes herself as a Christian and a grandmother was arrested because witnesses told her that she called a child a brat, a fat ass, and then pushed him off a floating toy.
I mean, brat,
Right.
fat ass.
And then pushes his tubby ass off the floating toy. Get out of here, fatso. Yeah. So they show up to this water park because this elderly woman, she's 67, and she's picking on this kid. They talked to the mother. Her name's Jennifer. She told them what was going on. And she fingered the 67-year-old woman. She's over there. The cops go over there, and they talk to her. They're like, what's your name? And she says, I am Jennifer Lee Miller. And then she gives them an address, a date of birth, phone number, all the information they're looking for. And she admitted to calling the kid a brat. But she denied swearing at the child and says that she never touched him at all. She says that she's a good Christian woman and a grandmother and would never do such a thing. Anyhow, other witnesses contradicted what Jennifer had to say. And that's when the cops are like, listen, Miss Miller, if we have to come out here again, we're going to arrest you for disorderly conduct. And that's when Jennifer's like, okay, fine, whatever. So the cop leaves. And then I guess something clicked in the cop's brain like, something didn't seem right about this whole situation. So he goes back to the water park. And I guess Jennifer, Ms. Miller, the 67-year-old lady that called the boy a fat ass and a brat and pushed him off the float, she gave him a fake name, a fake address, and a fake phone number. Right. That just went to busy. I guess the cop tried to call the phone number, and it's all ding, 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 ding. Sorry, you're busy. Anyhow, so they go back and talk to her about it. And she said that she didn't have an ID and that she felt she was being harassed by the police. She eventually admitted her name was Janet Nail, and they took her in for obstruction.
I love when people use whatever thing to validate their behavior or to invalidate their behavior. Like, I would never do that. I'm a teacher.
Right.
I would never do that. I'm a woman.
Right.
I would never do that. I'm a family man. I would never do that. I'm a veteran. I would never do that. I'm a Christian. Like, settle.
People are people, man. People
Yes.
do crazy, stupid things.
Those behaviors or those traits hardly make you incapable. Good morning. It's the Big Man Morning Show. 918-460-KMOD. 918-460-KMOD. Good morning, Lindsay.
Good morning, Corbin. Happy 32nd porn star birthday to Licky Lex. She lives up to her name in Pound Town. Big breasted beauties and best friend threesomes.
Good morning, Gippy.
I don't like the way she's filling that cup. That's all I got to say about that. Good morning, Corbin. If you're a veteran, we would like to toast you as we toast our troops. Get you hooked up with the Casey Scheiderbach and dinner for two at Mondo's Italian Restaurant in the heart of Brookside, simply for just sharing the story of your service on Our Listeners Are Awesome. You can sign up at the website that rocks, KMOD.com. And if you're not a vet, but you know a vet that think they can deserve this, then you can do the same thing, KMOD.com. It's time for the top 5 songs. This week is the top 5. To find out she wasn't bitten, but she did get close because she found some venom on the lens of her glasses.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah. But nonetheless, Peggy's fine. Peggy's fine. She was treated. She went back to the house, and she considers herself to be the luckiest person alive to have survived such an attack. Not the first time Peggy was bitten by a venomous snake, though. She says she was bitten a few years back as well.
But I bet it's the last time she mows the lawn instead of her husband doing it.
Or she doesn't have a husband because he died suddenly.
Before the next lawn mowing? Damn.
Right? Crazy things happen.
Right.
Some women like mowing the lawn.
Yeah, I know. I enjoy it too. But, oh, man, if that happened to me, I'd be like, this is why you're supposed to be doing this, not me.
So put me in danger.
Right.
Yes.
She did say that her old man, when they got back to the house, she got back on the tractor, but he stayed close and kept an eye on the
Because what's he going to do?
Right.
Duck!
Right.
Stop.
You see something flying, you just bat it out of the way.
No.
Wild brawl breaks out on dock among dozens of people. This happened out in Alabama on Saturday among dozens of people in a manic scene that mirrored a massive WWE fight, and it was all captured on video. Montgomery police have issued 4 active warrants as of Sunday, and more will likely follow as they review videos posted to X. Local NBC affiliates, station WSFA reported about 7 p.m. on Saturday, a witness claimed that a group of boaters refused to move their pontoon boat so that the Harriet II riverboat could dock. The account was seemingly backed up by the Montgomery mayor. He said last night the Montgomery Police Department acted swiftly to detain several reckless individuals for attacking a man who was doing his job. Warrants are being signed and justice will be served. A shirtless man appeared to throw the first punch, running up and punching the dock worker in the face. The worker tosses off his hat as onlookers shout, and the two struggle before 2 more men jump in and punch the staffer. A woman can be heard yelling at others to help the employee. A man then runs down a ramp to the dock, and another jumps in the river and swims over to defend the worker. Several others walk down on the dock in support of the dock staffer, and the fight appears to end. However, another clip shows a group of people approaching the pontoon boat, and the opposing groups began throwing punches, pulling hair, and even tossing a woman into the water as bystanders then start shouting. And then there's a third video that shows even more people, both men and women, joining the fight. One man takes a folding chair, whacks a man, and then he whacks a woman with it, and part of the pontoon boaters over the head with it before officers grab him and cuff him. Officers also cuffed several of the pontoon boaters. The fight appeared to develop along racial lines, as the boaters were white, while the dock worker and the others fighting against the boaters were black. And the police department said, as our police department investigates these intolerable actions, we should not become desensitized to violence of any kind in our community. Those who choose violence will be held accountable by our criminal justice system.
I mean, you can easily jump to the one subject was black, the others were white,
right.
and make that I don't know if they were like, he's black, how dare him talk to us.
Right.
I don't know if that's what happened. It definitely is possible.
Right.
But it's one of these cases of drinking and boating, and you think the rules don't apply to you.
Yep.
There are no rules on the lake, bro. There's that video going around TikTok, like anything goes on the lake. Everybody who's driving is either drunk or 11, and people are just doing crazy, stupid stuff. It's the lake. Listen, I'm with you. There are rules, but it's seemingly there's no rules on the lake.
Let's just go with that's true. You weren't on the lake. You were docking.
Right.
Which means you were on someone's property.
Right. Now back to rules. No rules on the water, but you got rules on land. You better follow them.
And if you're gassed up and this riverboat, giant riverboat, needs to come in and dock, they're on a tight schedule.
Right.
So
who cares about a schedule? It's my boat.
Yeah.
Right.
Move your pontoon ass out of the way.
I don't have to move my Triton.
Road rage leads to fight with spray paint. This happens down in Houston, where there's a dude. His name's Dave Winston. He's driving down the road on his phone, not paying no damn attention, kind of weaving in between lines. And so the people on the road call up the cops, and before the cops get there, Dave's at a stoplight, still on his phone, not paying any damn attention. So the light turns green. The guy behind him honks his horn. And Dave's like, what the hell, man? And they start yelling back and forth. They take off eventually. Well, while they're driving down the road, old Dave starts throwing stuff at the truck that's behind him that honks his horn at him, yelling and cursing, rabble, rabble, rabble. They get to the next stoplight, and when they get to the stoplight, that's when Dave gets out with a can of white spray paint. And he uses that to go spray paint the face of the driver behind him that he's fighting with, along with his truck, spray painted his car, and then use that same can of spray paint, break the back window. There you go. So then, the guy that honked his horn at him, it's not sure. Nobody really knows what happened here, whether he had his own can of white spray paint or he used the same can of white spray paint. But he goes and takes a can of white spray paint and sprays Dave's face with it. So now you got these two people pissed off at each other, white face spray painting, right? Cops eventually come out. They determined that Dave was the asshole aggressor in this one, and they took him in for felony criminal mischief.
What?
Yeah.
The pictures are amazing.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
I don't get it
How
either.
do you get that close to somebody that can spray paint you?
Right. I guess he did.
That good.
Right. Didn't think he was going to do anything about it. You know, people get mad. They get all up in your face and, you know, but if I see somebody coming at me with a can of spray paint, that's a weapon at that point.
Listen,
Yeah.
I could see it like you're going to get like part of my face or on the side or something. But they look like they've been antiqued.
Yeah, it's awesome.
So I don't know like how the
Maybe had a wide nozzle on it, you know, that kind of sprays
they
broadly.
have a pill
and-
for that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, the heat's got everybody acting crazy.
Oh, I'm telling you.
That is those pictures are unbelievable, man. They are some of the more spectacular photos we've had in a while. Italian cheesemaker dies after being crushed by rounds of cheese. An Italian cheesemaker is dead. He got crushed by all the cheese on the wall. That takes a whole new effect of cheese off the cracker, right? The man was checking on his cheese in the warehouse. It's unclear how the first collapse that triggered the domino effect occurred. There were 10 corridors of shelves that stretched floor to ceiling with about 1,600 rounds of cheese per corridor. It took rescuers 11 hours to find the 74-year-old man's body underneath all the cheese. Each wheel weighs about 45 pounds
Damn.
of Gran Padano.
Wow.
Damn.
How about that, dough?
Crushed by cheese.
Not at dough. Cheese.
How about he died doing what he loved?
Sure he did.
This is the way.
The cheesiest way to die ever.
It does. It is a stinky way to die, yes.
I'm telling you.
That cheese ain't cheap either.
Right?
No.
It's like $1,000 a wheel.
Damn.
Wow.
Yeah.
So we got crushed by what, a couple $100,000?
I mean, 1,600 rounds of cheese.
Yeah.
And I don't know, is that cheese ruined? Can you sell that cheese after it kills someone?
Not the ones on the very bottom of the pile,
Yeah,
I
but the
imagine.
ones on the top,
Yeah,
probably.
yeah. Like, let's just say there's like a layer of cheese on top of the dude. Anything after that first layer, I think, is good to resell.
So, but does it add a value to it? Like, this cheese here, this cheese fell on a man, the cheesemaker, and killed him.
Right.
Oh, I can taste the sadness.
Yeah.
Right.
I can taste like the life transferred to from him to the cheese.
Just cheese smells like death.
Have you ever been into like a cheese house?
No, I don't think so. Mm-mm.
You would remember.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, a house made completely of cheese. I would.
Well, no, not like it's not like the butter exhibit at the fair.
Right.
No, like a fromage, like a place where they sell, like that's all they sell.
Worst smelling house ever.
They have sliding glass doors for each of the rooms of cheese because it's so pungent.
Oh man! And you know how sometimes you work at places and you take that smell home with you. You know, like if you work at the dump or
Yeah.
you know, as trash man,
Yeah.
you smell like garbage. You know, imagine coming home and smelling like stinky foot cheese every day.
So I'm listening to this podcast and they're talking about your senses or whatever. And anyway, that you don't know what your house smells like, right? Is what
Right.
they talk. You have no idea. And that to you, it smells good or nice or whatever, comfortable. But to a stranger, they may come in and go, oh, God, their house stinks.
Yeah.
Does that hold true with somebody who works in a cheese place? Like, they're like, this smells great. Hey, it smells a little off in here. No, it always smells off in here.
Yeah.
Because you have moldy milk.
I would think that like everywhere you go, everything smells like cheese. It's just permeated in your sinuses.
It's just burnt in.
Yeah. So everywhere you go smells like cheese because like I don't know anything smells like. It just smells like Parmesan to me or whatever.
Some cheeses, I actually like super stinky cheeses.
Right.
Yeah, the taste.
And the smell.
And the smell?
Yeah, I love it. I think it's amazing. It's amazing that we're eating it. It's amazing someone went, let's put this in my mouth.
Right.
That's like it's amazing just the historical factors around the process and to have super stinky cheese. And then there's cheese not stinky at all that also tastes great.
Right. Right.
So the smell plays no part in it.
Yeah.
I think cheese is amazing.
So good.
Yes, it is.
Things that garbage collectors find in the trash. And it made me think twice. Maybe in some instances, we actually could get into that line of work
Oh yeah.
because of the things that they have found in the trash. Reader's Digest did a poll from garbage collectors, and I was very surprised at the things that they found and the money that they have made on the things that they have found. For example, some of the things, of course, not so nice. This guy says that his sister actually worked in waste management for the past 10 years. And 3 years ago, she had a stop at a pretty big school district. And inside the district, they had found some big boxes in the trash. And it was full of computer equipment. And she was a huge techie. And apparently, in 3 of those huge boxes were vintage mechanical keyboards worth about $100 a piece. And she helped her with selling all of them. And they made $10,000 on reselling these vintage mechanical keyboards. That's something that we could get into, or I could.
I'm not going to the garbage.
I'm not going to take the time to resell how many? 10,000 keyboards?
Yeah, they got to drop them off at the post office. Like, okay.
Yeah, well, I mean, if you got the time, it's worth the money. Former garbage man here. Used toilet paper all the time. Nothing worse than having a bag break and spew out mounds of used toilet paper like some type of unrighteous piñata.
This is a positive?
No, not at all.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
It seems to be awfully common. You would find something like that in the trash.
Absolutely.
It's the trash.
Yeah, not everybody flushes their waste down the toilet, the paper.
Mm-hmm. He said, honestly, though, the most disgusting thing he ever saw working as a garbage man was a coworker who regularly ate and drank things that they found in the trash.
But
Yes. One man said, my dad did the recycling run. In the rich parts of town, people would throw away brand new, still in boxes, like wine glasses, shoes, and things like that. We would resell the stuff online and make a few $100 a month. That's pretty cool.
Throwing away brand new shoes.
Maybe they were the wrong size, and I don't have the time to return these. Trash them.
Sure.
I don't know. Not
they got
something
some-
I would ever do.
they were a gift, and maybe somebody's got some beef against that brand or whatever. Like, these Adidas are trash.
Or they only wore them a few times and they took really good care of them and they still looked new. Ashes of the deceased. One time we found someone's ashes in one of the standard plastic tubs funeral homes usually give out. His information was still on the side. Our management contacted his family using the information that was written on the side of the plastic tub, but the family said they threw the poor man out on purpose.
This text says an old coworker found a vintage collection of Playboy magazines, had him appraised, and was told it was worth about $20,000. That's something worth keeping.
Who would you go to for that?
You'd take it to the Antique Roadshow.
I'm just saying, like, who do you go to appraise Playboy magazines?
Right.
Yeah.
And if they're slightly used, does that depreciate their value?
I would think.
Like, this is great, but pages 39 and 40 are stuck together, so.
And also, if you find a Chiefs shirt and bring it to me, I'm going to be psyched and tell you how awesome it's worth
Right.
is. I just, to me, that is the, when people are like, oh, these magazines are going to be worth so much money. Okay. I just don't buy into that.
Right.
If they're in mint condition.
So what? Again, so what? Who cares?
You got to find somebody who's going to pay that kind of price, whatever.
Exactly.
Drew carried all.
We see people on that stupid show, Pawn Stars, and they bring in super rare things.
Right.
And even they're like, it's not worth that much. So I don't know why a bunch of magazines would be worth $20,000. I think some of these stories get so over glamorized to make them sound sexy.
One junk removal company found weapons. We took out some old furniture, including a large desk from a man's house. We were finished and drove to the transfer station. As we dumped our load, the desk came sliding out and hit the concrete. It broke apart, and lo and behold, a .357 Magnum revolver comes tumbling out.
I'm surprised by these dumpsters that take on full pieces of furniture.
Yeah. It's a junk removal company. So
It's probably like cleaned
Oh,
out
okay.
house or
Yeah.
whatever
Okay.
like that. Yeah, I got a buddy of mine that works for local trash company, and he finds weapons all the time. He's found knives and guns and stuff, and yeah, that doesn't surprise me any.
Does he have to alert the authorities if it's a gun?
You know that I don't know. I didn't ask. You think that would be something to ask, but I'm like,
Yeah,
oh,
in case
that's
it's
cool.
stolen or part of
That
a
would-
crime.
That would make sense, yeah.
Kelly Sarber, the president and CEO of Strategic Management Group, trash cans aren't the only places where creepy things are lurking. It's fairly frequent that we have homeless people mistakenly fall asleep inside a dumpster and delivered to a landfill or other processing facility.
Did you say common?
Yes.
Yeah.
I know it happens.
Fairly frequent, she says.
Yeah. Same trash buddy. Same buddy that's trash, man. He's a good friend. He's not a trash buddy of mine, but same thing. He's had bodies roll out, people, homeless people that have fallen
Sure.
asleep in there. He has lifted up trash can to dump it, right, and found prostitutes back there at work.
Behind
the trash can, working. People doing drugs and stuff back there. So, yeah, that's another not really surprising at all.
Yeah. One guy says, I worked at a medical waste factory where we would find amputated body parts and bins full of blood and used needles. Yeah. Cold hard cash. I found $4,000 worth of cash in a cereal box once.
Nobody will ever look in the tricks.
Yeah. Local gypsies had been cleaning out their caravan and threw out the box of cash by mistake.
Did you say gypsies?
Yes.
Huh.
Yes.
Okay.
We managed to find the box and rightfully return them their money.
I can only go with what I've seen happen with my trash being picked up.
Mm-hmm.
And they don't go through the trash.
Right.
They just dump it in the thing.
Yeah.
And on to the next stop, right?
Yeah.
And I would think when they dump it at the dump, they back up, open the hatch, dump, pull away.
Same, yeah.
That makes sense for like private residences because mostly in trash bags, and if there's anything that's too large to go in there, let's say a couch or lawnmower or something like that, usually go beside the trash can, not
Fair.
inside of it, So I can see why they wouldn't go digging through your particular trash, a private residence trash. But with public dumpsters, these big ones, we got people out here all the time dumping stuff in our dumpsters in the back parking lot here.
Yeah, but the Trashosaurus Rex comes and gets it.
Right.
They don't even get to see, most of the time they don't even get to see in it.
Right.
And again, they back up, dump, never even seen the, again, from what I've seen, maybe they do stand out up beside it and watch it. But people that are trash people that are listening to the show have told us they don't get out of their rig.
Mm-hmm.
Only to open a gate to get to the dumpster is the only time they get out of their rigs.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder what that day was like when the automated garbage trucks came through, like the day that they got those, or they were told they're getting those, what that day was like.
They probably hated it
Why?
because it eliminated jobs
Oh, that's well. I still see 2 or 3 people in those trucks.
for residential, but for Trashosaurus Rex that picks up the dumpster,
Yeah.
it's one person.
Right.
Okay. Kelly Sarber, the president and CEO of Strategic Management Group, again said that we had a woman in New York City mistakenly toss her diamond ring into the trash. She then paid an undisclosed amount of money to have one of the massive barges that took waste from Manhattan to Fresh Kills landfill pulled out of service so the garbage collectors could dig through the thousands of tons of trash until they found it. And they did find her ring. Raccoons. My favorite thing about emptying people's trash is the raccoon surprise. You open the top of a can and stick your hand in to grab the bag, but instead grab a raccoon or two. I saved a few of those cute little creatures.
Cute. Get out of here.
Yeah, no kidding.
Text came in. I also learned that people tip the trash man with cash and beer.
Nice.
I mean, cash, I've done that. I've tipped the trash people. The problem is they're not always the same people on every route.
Right.
And then, so I'm thinking them, what, for the one time they did? I don't know. But to tip beer, I don't know if they drink beer.
Mm-hmm.
Right. You're just assuming at that point, and then they take it anyway just because of the gesture. Oh, thanks.
Right,
I'm
and
a
throw it in
recovering
the trash.
alcoholic,
Yeah.
They're
asshole.
like the rich people who throw away new shoes.
Right.
Yeah. Brand new electronics. My friend's dad was a garbage man, and when he would pick up from places like Walmart, Best Buy, if they had TVs or PlayStations, any type of electronics, laptops in the garbages, he'd bring them home. He had friends that would fix them, and we'd get new electronics. Not bad.
I know a lot of people have done that.
Yeah.
Go dumpster diving and find stereos and TVs and stuff.
Yeah. Hospital biohazard waste. I ran a large trash hauling company in Georgia for 3 years. I can't tell you how many times hospitals threw their bio waste out to save on disposal fees. It got so bad the landfill ended up reporting them to big fines.
In this state, you can take a thing of syringes, and as long as it's in not a Sharps container, but a container that cannot be punctured, like a thing of laundry soap, you can just write Sharps and then throw it in the trash.
Huh. How about that?
Someone texted in, I work for waste management. It does happen often. Homeless and crackheads sleep in the cans that I pick up, and it is cray-cray. Yeah. So anyway, one man's trash isn't always another man's treasure.
Overwhelmingly, you gave us garbage. Thought we'd do a little fill-in-the-blank news. I'll read part of a headline, leave part of it out. If you can guess the blank part correctly, good on you. First one, Mattel introduces blank Barbie doll. Mattel introduces blank Barbie doll.
That's fun because they got so many different ones now. They've got prosthetic Barbie. They've got slightly overweight Barbie.
Pregnant Barbie.
Pregnant Barbie. I'm trying to think of the other Barbies that I've seen at the store. They got a handy-capable Barbie in a wheelchair.
Think it's a transgender Barbie?
It wouldn't surprise me. We'll go with trannies.
If you've seen the movie, you know Kate McKinnon is a breakout character in the movie. Weird Barbie, from the hit movie Barbie, is getting its own doll. The doll, inspired by Kate McKinnon's character, and is complete with a pink baby doll dress, short, spiky blonde hair, and pink and blue highlights, squiggly forehead line, and a circle around her eye. Announcing the doll on Instagram, Mattel wrote, "Barbie knows what it's like to play just a little too much." The Barbie movie has earned more than $1 billion at the global box office, making it the first film solely directed by a woman to ever cross that mark. Funeral Home is offering blank-themed coffins. Funeral Home is offering blank-themed coffins.
I saw this and I thought, okay, come on now.
Well, I have no idea what you're talking about, so
In
good number Marvel Barbie themed.
You nailed it. Nail in the coffin.
Ruins the
What would
entire
you-
time limit that we have
What
left
would
here,
you want your coffin to look like?
but Not Barbie.
Well, neither would I, but that's what people are supposedly paying for. Barbie,
But you're not
pink.
Barbie fans.
I am.
Right.
I love Barbie. But
Sure. Do you have anything Barbie themed in your home?
No.
Okay, then
Absolutely not.
But that's the point, right?
Yeah.
Is that it would have to be something you're a diehard for.
Right. Mine be like cannabis themed or something like
Yeah.
that. And PlayStation.
Barbie Mania continues to sweep the world. One funeral home in El Salvador has boarded the Barbie bandwagon in a big way. The Alpha and Omega Funeral Home in Achapan is offering a pink Barbie-themed coffin for people who want to take their obsession with pop culture sensation to the afterlife. Each of the metal caskets is decorated with stars and features lining imprinted with pictures of Barbie. One of the spokespeople says, we have to jump on this trend, adding he's already sold 10 of the coffins. It's been a success. The coffin is the latest bizarre Barbie merchandise to be released in Latin America, which has also seen products such as Barbie lunchboxes, pink tacos and pastries, and even Barbie-themed airplanes. New Jersey, only state where drivers can't blank. New Jersey, only state where drivers can't blank.
Drivers. Right. That's every state. Can't honk their horn. Okay. Yeah, noise ordinance.
Can't.
Can't get out of your car with a can of spray paint and spray paint the person behind you.
can't pass other drivers. Can't
Okay.
use the express lane.
Okay. All those sound like good ideas.
New Jersey is the only state in the U.S. where drivers can't pump their own gas.
Huh.
It comes as lawmakers in Oregon voted to end the ban on self-serve gas, and Governor Tina Kotek signed off on it, ending the state's 72-year ban. Gas stations across New Jersey have pushed for lawmakers to lift the ban, which has been in effect since 1949. They say self-serve gas would allow them to lower the price.
Absolutely, yeah. I wonder why that's crazy. That's crazy. I thought, those days of somebody else having gas station attendants were pretty well over.
Yeah.
I haven't seen one in forever.
There's one here in town.
Is there?
Yeah, Reed's over
Oh,
on...
yeah, Reader's over there off of 15. Okay. But it costs you extra. And
Of course it does.
I don't like it, yeah.
Blank are coming to Jeopardy. Blank are coming to Jeopardy.
Nerds.
In there.
Right. Average people. There you go. The bottom of the class is coming to Jeopardy.
Right. Reruns.
Oh, I could see that. Like on a game show network or something. Playing the old episodes of the Jeopardy.
Oh, yeah.
Like the 80s and stuff like that. So we still get our taste of Alex Trebek and that wonderful stash.
And the fro, man.
Oh, yeah.
When the new season of Jeopardy premieres, there'll be some changes as the writer strike continues. During an interview on the Inside Jeopardy podcast, that's a thing. Executive producer Michael Davies revealed that the show will use a combination of material from our WGA writers wrote before the strike, which is still in the database, and redeployed material from multiple seasons of the show. The new season will also have a second chance tournament showcasing players from the 2020-2021 season. Look for new episodes of Jeopardy to premiere in September.
Okay.
This strike is causing a lot of problems. I didn't know the writers wrote the stuff for game shows.
I didn't either, but I guess it kind of makes sense. Somebody's got to write it.
Yeah. So what are they going to do? That's why CBS is going to have Survivor. They're going to have Survivor, Amazing Race, and Big Brother on all at the same time.
Right, because those don't require writers.
Yes.
Huh.
Or actors.
Right.
So they will have them. That's never happened before. And we watch all three of those. And they're on so much. I don't know how we're going to keep up. That's a wife problem. Which makes it my problem. Almost half of Americans aren't eating enough blank. Almost half of Americans aren't eating enough blank.
Fruits and vegetables.
Green vegetables.
Red meat.
Oh, I think we are.
Pastries. Americans aren't eating enough pizza.
It's a movement I can get behind.
Italian pasta.
Let's see. Americans aren't eating enough tapioca
Okra.
pudding.
No one would ever say that. Americans say they love apples, oranges, and bananas, but 43% admit it to not eating enough fruit even once a day. According to a new survey, it found that 52% confess to not eating veggies on the reg. To get the nutrients they need, they may be missing. 51% drink at least one smoothie a week.
Wow.
How often do you eat vegetables, Lindsay?
Vegetables daily.
Okay, say more.
With dinner every day. It's
Every day you have vegetables with dinner.
Yeah.
Like a portion of vegetables, not like, hey, the pasta has tomatoes in it.
No, we have a portion of either something. It's either a green bean, it's either Brussels sprouts, asparagus. Those are the three staples in our house.
Gimpy?
Yeah, same thing. Every day.
Every day.
Every day. Every day it's a protein, a meat of sorts. Okay, and then usually taters of some kinds, be it mashed potatoes or, scallop potatoes, something to that effect. So meat, protein, carb, and then a vegetable every day. That's the three things on my plate. I have recently, I went to the store the other day. I was like, you know what? I haven't had fruit in a damn coon's age. So I went to town, got a bag of grapes and some watermelons and, other stuff like that.
I eat fruit every day. But as far as vegetables. If it's in the HelloFresh, yes.
Right.
But not, and maybe if we're grilling.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I make it a point every time I get groceries to get like 4 or 5 things of frozen vegetables, whatever. Yeah.
You said mashed potatoes, and I just don't count those as vegetables.
No, they're not. Raw potatoes or whatever, like a baked
Starch.
potato would be all right, but
I mean, if you're going to count a baked potato, you should be able to count mashed potatoes, and then what you want to say to 82945. Joining us in the studio is Justin Gorski with the Tulsa Drillers. Hey, buddy.
Hey, good morning. Good to see you guys.
Good morning, man. And the Drillers are back home this week. You guys got started last night in action, right? And it was great to be back at home.
It was. Oh my gosh, the weather was great. The fans were out. We had a great time. The result of the game didn't quite end up how we wanted, but that's how baseball works. But our guys are playing hard, and it's so fun to be back. I know we just were gone for a week, but it felt like a very, very long time that we were gone.
Well, and I like to tell people, yeah, you want the team to win, but that's just one part of what happens down at One Oak Field. The experience you and the crew have put together with the Tulsa Drillers to see exciting baseball players and baseball teams and everything else that goes on. It's really a great experience when you go down to One Oak Field. You get your tickets, tulsadrillers.com. Today, you got a day game.
Yeah, we are back here 12 noon today. Again, come out, have some fun. I know so many people are working downtown or around the area. Come out and have a hot dog, have a beer, enjoy the lunch hour. Just kind of take a half day and come out and enjoy it. Day baseball is some of my favorite. Then we get to enjoy it afterwards, which is nice too. So have a beer towards the end of the game, and then we go out afterwards downtown. And I just love day baseball. It's great.
Yeah, it is a special thing to go down for lunch. Maybe have a hot dog, catch a couple innings or a pretzel or whatever, and then go back to work or try to be
Exactly.
Go back to work.
Yeah. Got called into a meeting, can't make it back today. And, I was thinking about as I was coming in today what I'm going to have for lunch already. And that Siggy's cart yesterday was smelling so good. So I think that's where I'm going for lunch today.
Boy, I never really thought of it. But when you walk into One Oak Field and you're up on the concourse, the smells of the great food.
It's surprised I'm not like 400 pounds. I mean, easily I should be. The way it's hard every single day to walk through there and have those smells of the popcorn and the pizza and the brats, and it's so difficult. So today I think I'm going to give in on that a little bit.
Beer cheese on
Beer
the
cheese.
brats.
It is. It is. We do have that.
Yeah.
We have that there. I was looking.
Did you try it yet?
It is fantastic.
Okay. Yeah.
Yes. Beer cheese on everything.
I
mean,
know.
we talk about it every time, but I don't like. It's my kryptonite.
I don't like black licorice, but beer cheese on black licorice might be pretty delicious. All right, let's give people some options for this week to go see the Drillers in action at One Oak Field. So we mentioned today the day game, but tomorrow it's I didn't know this as a guy who likes hats. I didn't know golf hat is a thing, but you guys are doing Drillers golf hat.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a hat in general, but it's kind of a style right now, right? It's got that rope in the front there. It's kind of the golfer look, but this is a high quality hat. We're really, really excited about this. We've been designing this one for a while, and I think our fans are going to love this. So get there early tomorrow. The first 1,000 fans through the Tulsa World entrance, the Old Eric entrance, or the Osage Casino Greenwood entrance will get these hats as they come through. I'm telling you right now, gates open at 6. They will be gone in probably 10 to 15 minutes. So I would recommend getting there early.
Yeah, and these are not embroidered kind of. These are puffed embroidery for those that follow all that. It is a legit embroidery on these.
Yeah, if you go to Dick's Sporting Goods or wherever, Academy, whatever it may be, that's a $40, $50 hat right there. And you can get that for free. And again, you can get in the ballpark for just $8 tomorrow night.
Yeah, and that's also our Thursday drink special night that we partner with, where you guys do a special on Coors, Miller Lite, Modelo's.
Yes, you get $3 16 ounce Coors Light, Miller Lite, and then we got $4 Modelo's and Celsius energy drinks. So can't be that again. And then we got our guys and gals from the King Cabbage Brass Band are out there again tomorrow night. So as people are coming in the gates and enjoying it, and we haven't had good weather for Thursday nights yet, so we're fingers crossed for a good one tomorrow night. I saw they were playing out at Mayfest, and they had thousands of people out there watching these guys perform. If you haven't seen King Cabbage, our new house band, they are so much fun. So come out and enjoy. It's going to be a great night.
We should also mention Wichita Wind Surge is in town. This has become a rivalry between the Drillers and Wichita, and they're affiliated with the Twins, which have one of the more interesting up-and-coming minor league teams.
Yes, definitely. We call it the Coors Light Propeller Series, and, the aviation here in Tulsa industry, and then also out in Wichita. So we play for this big propeller that we play the entire year. They're up 4-3 right now. We were tied going into this week here, but it's going to be a good one. I think we're going to come out on top.
Let's give away some tickets. I want to do a family 4-pack, Skimpy. Let's have people call in 918-460-KMOD. Get on the list to see The Drillers in action for tomorrow night. Get your Drillers golf hat. Take advantage of those Thursday drink specials. Friday, of course, down at One Oak Field, big night. Fireworks are always a big draw. And if you haven't experienced fireworks at One Oak, you haven't experienced a night at One Oak.
Yeah, absolutely. Our fireworks, that's what we're known for. Imperial Fireworks, been doing our shows for 30 years. And I was just thinking about it, a couple weeks ago when we had a show, I was walking off the field afterwards. I'm down there kind of for the fireworks, and I was walking off, and a family stopped me. And they said they had been here for the first time. They'd never been in the new ballpark. They came down for a fireworks show, and they said they were blown away. And they couldn't believe how impactful the fireworks were right in front of the downtown skyline, and so much fun. They had a blast, and they can't wait to come back this week. So it's always cool to talk to people for the first time like that.
Get your tickets, TulsaDrillers.com. Those, if you think you're going to walk up to get tickets to those, you're a gambling man. And then Saturday, not only are you doing fireworks that night, but it's also another beer night.
Yeah, we got rained out our first beer fest, so we're making it up. So again, this is just $20. It's $20 for unlimited samples. I think we got 8 different breweries going to be out there. Marshall's and Dead Armadillo. There's a bunch of them in town that are going to be. Cabin Boy's going to be down there. Hoppen's Thing. There's going to be a ton of them that are going to be there. So you basically get a commemorative sampling glass, and you get unlimited samples for 2.5 hours.
Yeah, and let's clean that up too, because it's $20 on top of a ticket.
On top of the ticket, yeah. So you buy an $8 ticket, you get this $20 add-on, and you can drink unlimited samples before the game starts, into the game, and you go home with the glass and
a little commemorative tasting glass, right?
Tasting glasses, exactly. And it's brought to you by Sky Took Paws and Claws. So they're going to have like 20-something dogs out there too. Adoptable dogs, puppies. It's going to be a blast.
Not AWG.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, for adoption, they're a good cause. It's a good organization. And then Sunday, you got another day game. Hopefully we can get that in and the kids be able to participate.
Yeah, this is we're ramping this one up a little bit here. We're doing James Outman jerseys. So he's a star of the Los Angeles Dodgers, played for us a couple years ago, and we're giving away 1,000 of these jerseys. These are legit jerseys that we're giving away there for the first 1,000 fans. Kids clinic on the field. Kids eat free. Kids run the bases afterwards. I'm telling you, this is a day. Bring the family out. You're going to enjoy yourselves.
There's something you guys mentioned on the website, TulsaDrillers.com, that I think is important to point out. We've never talked about this. We always say it's a kids baseball clinic. And listen, it's baseball or softball.
Yeah,
so if
absolutely.
your kid plays softball, girls softball, bring them out so they get to experience it too. It isn't just for baseball players.
Absolutely. It's for everyone to come out there and enjoy. And you're learning from Scott Hennessy, our manager, and our players down there. And afterwards, they all get autographs from the players, get firsthand, get to be on the field. What a chance for pictures from their parents. It's just a great time to enjoy. So definitely come out and enjoy that. It's going to be great.
I like to mention this in the beginning of the season, and that is if you are planning a company outing or even a family, maybe you got a family reunion or want to get some people together, explore the option of getting a special area to experience games with the Tulsa Drillers at One Oak.
Yeah, we got a little bit of everything for everyone. We could start at groups of just as small as 10, and we had a group last week that was about 1,800. So we could do a little bit of everything for everyone. If you want just tickets, if you want food included, we take care of it all. We always say the best thing, you just give us the numbers and pay for it, and we take care of the rest. You don't have to clean up the trash. You don't have to make the food. You don't have to do anything. We provide the fun, too, so we do it all.
Listen, it's a good experience to go down to One Oak Field this week. We got fireworks. We've got beer sampling. We've got everything you want to enjoy a good time on top of all the other great stuff sitting in the outfield, the kids' play area, the splash zone, Hornsby's hangout. There's so much for you to do. The games in between innings to win prizes. Make sure you go out to TulsaDrillers.com, get those tickets to see the Drillers in action this week.
If we got 1 second, I got one thing I want to tease. Next week, we are releasing our new 918 alternate identity. So we do a new one every year, the Noodlers, the Tulsa Sound, and then the next one is being released next week.
Oh.
So just a little teaser there for everyone to get excited for next week.
Yeah, and we should also, that has been huge in the apparel world for baseball. You guys have been notarized for your ability to come up with these great ideas, and that stuff sells out pretty fast.
This one is nostalgic. People are going to love it. It is a Tulsa tradition. It is going to be fantastic. We're really, really excited about that.
All right, Justin, everybody go see Justin and the folks at Tulsa Drillers. TulsaDrillers.com to get your tickets. Have a great week, man.
I appreciate y'all.
We'll be back.
Tulsa's Morning Show.
I'll step away because he old.
He like a miscusi.
Oh,
Yeah.
I didn't think about that. Yeah. He, well, it was a different time then.
Right. It changes. Empathy towards humans.
All right.
60 years is a long time, though, for a game show.
Yeah, for sure. It just makes me wonder how long those are going to be on. Are they going to keep doing it? They're going to revamp it, make it different so they can keep that name going? Because really, that's all that they're... I mean, people are going because of the name. People were watching because of the name, because they watched it growing up. Everybody knows that when you're sick and you're staying home from school, you're watching The Price is Right.
Yeah. I think shows like Price is Right is a different game show, obviously, than like Jeopardy or Wheel, because they have to technologically evolve.
Okay.
They have to evolve the show and the games.
Right.
You can have some classics, but you've got to introduce new games on Price is Right, because technology changes and people's understanding of things changes.
And that makes sense.
Wheel of Fortune, it's spin a wheel, earn points.
It's
Now,
the
how
same
they
game.
derive the letters and things like that, or on Jeopardy, can obviously change. But overall, it's the same game.
Yeah. There's no need to change it.
Tic-tac-toe, celebrity whatever, doesn't last because you get annoyed. You get annoyed with just because you're famous doesn't mean you're awesome.
Yeah.
Right.
Hollywood Squares.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
And some of these other shows, that's why like Pyramid and it runs its exhaustion level. That's why they don't do just Celebrity Wheel of Fortune. You want to see people that are like, quote unquote, you win.
Right. It gives you hope
Absolutely.
and a chance that you could be on that show someday and you could win that money.
The number of people that are like, to know someone to be on Wheel of Fortune is rare. Think about all the times they come through and recruit people, and then how many people from here actually get on the show? Not very many, if you think about it. So where do those people come from? Well, they recruit people. Some are up and coming actors. Like they tried because they have to fill it. Lindsay's tried to be on game shows before. One of the hardest parts about being on a game show is that you have to fly out on your own, put yourself up, and you might get on the show.
Right. They don't pay for you to be out there until you finally make the final cut.
And when you're on the show, you might just get the minimum, which is like $1,000 now or something like that, which you're like, that's a lot. It is a lot. Not after hotel and airfare and expenses.
In California.
In anywhere.
Yeah.
You go to any hotel, you're not gonna, even if you're gonna stay at the Comfort Inn.
Right.
And if you are, it's still $200. You're there a week. That's $1,000. It doesn't matter where it's at. You ain't staying at the Sunnyside Inn with the satellite dish painted yellow.
Right. With all the crackheads and whores.
Well, I mean, you can get that anywhere, any hotel, right? I saw this story circulating today about TikTok doctors warning the number one position for penile fractures. Number one, 50. I want to make sure I get that. I would hate to fumble this. It's the most dangerous sex position, according to science. It's the cause of 50% of penile fractures. 50.
That's a lot.
So of all the penile fractures that happen, half are because of this sex position. What do you think, Lindsay?
Doggy style.
Okay, Gimpy?
I am going to say it is the reversed cowgirl.
It is the reverse cowgirl.
Which is my favorite by far.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yes, all of them are good.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know.
Even plain old vanilla is good.
Yeah. Yeah. The line of great is pretty thin from a guy's standpoint.
Right. I mean, I guess it kind of makes sense because they're not looking and paying attention. But are you really looking and paying attention even if you're facing forward? You know what I mean?
There's obviously no bones inside a penis. So it's a tear in the frenulum or the tunica albuginea.
Sure.
This is a rubbery sheath of tissue that allows for the penis to do what it does best. And that there is this new resurgence because of the doctor saying this on TikTok that people are like, oh, okay.
So they're seeing more broken boners now because of the TikTok?
No. The story of this being the number one sex position for a broken wee-wee.
Okay. I've
never had a fractured penis, so I don't know what that would be like.
It's not fun. I mean, it didn't break or anything.
You've had a fractured penis?
I don't want to say fractured, but, things didn't work out the way that it had. And Hilton's eye could be considered a loser because it's so lazy. And I also learned that people actually like to eat dry, loose meat. It's nice to know I'm not the only one. I think I know her.
This came from a listener. I think it's a fantastic line. Paris Hilton's got a case of the Whitakers.
Forrest.
Yes.
And also learned, get 'em, baby.
Right.
It's Corbin saying, make sure that dishwasher's loaded right.
It's Lindsay. Stop tracking my cycle.
This is Gimpy, and I'm sorry.